Esports. We love to play. Since the 1980s, video games and competitive gameplay have been part of our Western culture. The video arcade, the Atari, Nintendo, PlayStation, even PC gaming are all part of this rich cultural lineage of play. We play ourselves, we watch, we even compete. What makes an esport? Well, any individual or team game that can be played on a level playing field in competition, whether that's live or online.
Still alive! Charm's gonna let off swim! Is he gonna be able to walk away? Faker is still running! Still damaging! There's another turn! And expansion goes down!
While there are half a dozen top-tier esports, more than 100 different titles are being played competitively around the world. Esports break all boundaries. They're played by men and women across cultures and can be played on consoles, PCs, and even mobile devices. Esports are truly a world sport. Over the last decade, we've seen interest, broadcasting, and live events eclipse those of their traditional sport counterparts. Esports are a massive draw. We love to watch them live, and we love to watch them stream. For people under 30, video games are the most popular media industry in the world, more popular than television, music, or movies. But competitive video game play is not just something we do, it's something we watch. In 2016, more people watched the League of Legends Championships than the World Series, the NBA Championships, or the Stanley Cup playoffs. That makes the top 3 sporting events in the world the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and a video game competition. Esports are the sport of the rising generation. Talented players, broadcasters, and managers are filling every level from professional, now to collegiate, high school, and even Pee-wee. To many, esports is the biggest world they've never heard of. But to millennials, it's the future of competition, of broadcasting, and of sport. But not the distant future, the future of today. This is esports. Since 2016, universities have been adding varsity esports, competitive intercollegiate video game teams, with nearly 100 colleges and universities now with official programs. Esports is fast becoming the new college sport. But with any dramatic change comes criticism. How could institutions of higher learning promote something so trivial? But when you look a little closer, esports demonstrates, just like other sports, that it's a pathway to something more.
There's several misconceptions when it comes to esports and its place on the university campus. The first and foremost is that people would say it's not a valuable learning activity. It's not a place where people can learn new job-related skills or maybe get a good industry feel for what's happening outside the university environment. And that's just simply not the case. And all evidence points otherwise. There are so many new jobs. The industry is absolutely booming. People are looking for students that are graduating with experience in things like streaming and technologies, marketing, the whole business side, sponsorships. There's the whole graphics and coding component that involved in esports and other video game type of activities that are really important in just terms of jobs and industry.
And on their way to those careers, students who attend schools with varsity esports programs can compete for their university. But in order to be eligible, students have to meet the same high academic standards as other student athletes.
You have to maintain a certain GPA. You shouldn't be playing constantly. You should have like a certain time frame and like practice for like 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day. You shouldn't be just like overwhelming yourself.
Care about your grades first and foremost. As Dr. Haskell said, he cares about our grades first because we came to college to get an education, to get a degree, and then we also get to do what we love and play esports.
Athletics and other university-sanctioned activities bind students together with purpose, a chance to be part of something bigger than yourself, where we learn to work hard, play a role, lose with dignity, win with honor, all for our school. This is why we play. Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, esports arenas and equipment. Omen by HP. And Archon Clothing.
Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports broadcast. All right, we can hear we've got a great crowd here today. We can see we got the Game Pants stage behind me from Game Pants stage from World One Sports, and joining me at the desk, as you can see, you just saw for a second, Draven joining us. Draven, welcome to the broadcast.
What's going on, Paul? Thank you for having me. Super excited to be here today to do some Rocket League casting. A lot of great games for us today, and I'm excited to get back into it.
Yeah, so we're just in case you want to come down and watch live, we are in the Boise State Esports Arena, downtown Boise. 301 South Capitol Boulevard is the address, right across from the
Grove Hotel. I mean, we discussed this before. I know where everything's at based off food. We're next to Panda Express and Chipotle.
Yeah, just around that area. Just start walking around and you'll see a Boise State sign. Very cool place. Of course, this is the Venture College, which is part of the College of Innovation and Design. We're so grateful to everybody who kind of helps us make this happen. But let's talk about the games that we are moving into today. Boise State is going to be playing against University of Nevada, and this is going to be a really exciting match. We've seen them go back and forth, and these are teams that know each other and have played a lot.
Right, and Nevada has been a team that we've played, like you were mentioning. I think it's almost been 2 years. Probably our longest-running scrim partners is Nevada. We play them in Overwatch, we play them in League of Legends, and now Rocket League. They actually came out and played against us last semester. I don't know if you remember for that.
Yeah.
They brought their entire Overwatch team, their League of Legends team. It was absolutely insane. So I'm super excited to be playing them in Rocket League now in an actual tournament. So it's going to be, I believe this one is going to be a best of 7. We saw some amazing games from Boise State yesterday. Almost saw that reverse sweep as we saw before. It was like, I think it was like 2-0 in favor. I forget the team that they were playing, but it was like 2-0. Boise State was down, and then they came back and just started annihilating. Like one game 4-0, a second game 6-0, and then the last game was like 9-0 or something like that. So I'm really excited. Nevada's a really good team. And we were taking a quick look at the Game Pants stage there with our player cam. Those guys are looking absolutely amazing in their whites today. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I know they could hear me.
Yeah. You can see we got Cosmo Buster the closest. I believe. Oh, I don't know which player is which one, but we've got Cosmo Buster, Ace Pocket, and hey, they're giving us a quick wave.
Look to your left.
I don't.
Yeah, look at that. That was perfect.
Oh, man. We love our players. You can come down and see them live. So the winner of this match is going to end up playing against the winner of the next match that we're going to watch. So after this match, we'll watch Colorado State versus Utah State.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. Here, we got the full-on bracket. So you can see that everything has already happened up to this University of Nevada versus Boise State University. And that is the winner's final, which will take you to the grand final. Whoever wins this match is we'll start with whoever loses this match. Whoever loses this match will go down to the loser's bracket. Now, in the loser's bracket, the second game that we will be casting is Colorado State versus Utah State. The winner of that will fight the loser will play against the loser of the winner's bracket.
Correct. Yes, it's super confusing, but I promise it makes sense.
And then in that final, the loser's final, whoever wins the loser's final will then get to play against the winner of the winner's final for the grand final.
Yes.
So we could even potentially see Boise State lose against Nevada and then win in the loser's bracket and then play Nevada again. There is the potential that we'll have like rematches. But we are going to jump into the first game, and it looks like it's just going to be a immediate they're just going in. We've got LC Koro, Cosmo Buster, and Ace Pocket on the Boise State side. And on the Nevada side, we have a couple of cars. We got Revenge, Thrills, and who's that last one? Oh, Hypnos. Right. We've seen these players. I think this is, they're the raw trades of both.
What a shot there from Koro. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but that was absolutely an insane good ricochet off that car there. You were listing the Nevada players. We played them against before, but look at that shot. Oh, that was beautiful. And I do want to point something out that a couple of the viewers may be noticing. We have a new overlay.
We do have a new overlay.
It is an amazing, good overlay. It looks fantastic. So thank you for our awesome Dr. Haskell, the coach, for making those overlays. And we do want to give a quick shout out, of course, to Utah State Esports, who casted a lot of the games yesterday for us. So it was a good job on them. Those guys were really awesome.
Yeah, Sleek and Stents.
Yeah,
some great hosts there. And but let's get back to the game because it looks like Boise State's getting pressure put on them by this Nevada team. Boise State managing to clear things away a little bit, but losing a 50-50 is not going to be the kind of play that they want to move out, but Hypnos does not catch that. Good thing there's a second player on the Nevada side to turn things around, but Cosmo Buster has bounced it off the crossbar. Ace Pocket's there to follow up. LC Koro too. Oh, they cannot make it happen just there, and it looks like Nevada is going to take control of the game.
Right, and we were mentioning earlier before the broadcast, like what the strategies that Boise State really likes to implement, and you'll notice that Ace Pocket really likes to stay kind of on the half field marker to kind of do this dribble all the way up and a perfect pass to Cosmo Buster. What a great assist. It's just what I was mentioning before. We see that Boise State always has one guy in the middle just to wait for this kind of pass, but what an amazing play from Boise State. Starting off this game really strong with about 3 minutes left in the round number 1. This is a pretty fun match so far.
And now going back to the kickoff, Cosmo Buster almost getting a good shot on there, but losing out the 50-50, and Ace Pocket is going to manage to clear the ball towards the Nevada side. Gets a shot on goal just off the side, but now there's trouble on Boise State's side of the field. That shot just barely missed again. These are back and forth shots, and even though the score is 2-0, the game is neck and neck.
Oh, with such amazing ricochets off of these walls that the Boise State's really like to using the angles on these. Nevada is getting some great shots off as well. Amazing save there at the last, about 30 seconds ago. And so Boise State, man, they're being super aggressive, but Nevada is really out for blood today.
Yeah, and Nevada just demoed LC Koro for an aggressive play, but didn't have the follow-up. Speaking of the follow-up, they do have it that time around. Hypnos off the backboard. They had a couple members to follow that up. Look at that. Passing to himself off the backboard. Hypnos goes after it, cannot finish the first time around. Revenge gets very close to the goal, and then Hypnos comes back in to bury the ball in the net. And now we're back to another kickoff, and now Nevada is just one shot behind the Boise State team. This is anyone's game, this first one, to swing the momentum of the series. And now Ace Pocket, shot on goal, going to be blocked out by Nevada's team. LC Koro going to try and bounce it off the wall, make something happen. Hypnos is going to go and collect some boost while LC Koro makes a shot. Now Thrills shooting it up the middle, but Cosmo Buster is there to turn things around. Hypnos.
Oh, these plays are so close, man. Nevada is just being super aggressive with it. We do see Ace Pocket following through. He's going to ricochet off the top. He's going to be able to follow through. Back and again. There goes
LC Koro.
What a follow through with that. Amazing plays with these guys. Man, this is some high level Rocket League. This is insane.
Yeah, you can see, I'm pretty sure that Revenge just didn't have the boost to get up into the air to block that first shot, which allowed it to bounce off the backboard. And then I think it was LC Koro who came through at the end to just finish that shot. Now Ace Pocket getting a chip towards the goal, but Revenge is there to turn things around. But now Cosmo Buster, shot towards goal, Hypnos turns it away, but LC Koro is going to keep it in that end of the field. Thrills finally clearing. Ace Pocket's going to move, wins the 50-50, but loses that control of the ball to the Nevada team. Hypnos now moving it towards Boise State's side. LC Koro is going to try and turn it around, but Thrills putting it towards the Boise State net. Can they finish? They've got the players there. Hypnos trying, Hypnos and Revenge in the same place, but doesn't seem to matter as Revenge got very close to a nice shot on goal. LC Koro was around for defense. Ace Pocket's there on defense that time around, and now can they get it past this Nevada defense? Ace Pocket wins the 50-50, but loses the momentum of the ball. Cosmo Buster centers, but does not manage to, the rest of the Boise State team cannot finish. Revenge trying to do something about this, moves off to get more boost, and now Cosmo Buster, LC Koro, shot on goal, does not have the right angle on it, too many defenders. Now Hypnos is trying to move things around. 1 minute remaining. Nevada needs to make something happen here. They've got 2 goals that they have to make before they can take this to overtime.
Right, and overtime is basically what ends up happening is the first one to score. We got about 45 seconds left. Boise State is in the lead with the 3-1. They're being super aggressive right now. Nevada needs to make some plays like you mentioned before, but Boise State is not giving them that leeway at all. They're being super aggressive on it and just keeping the pressure on. Ooh, and it's just 2 explodes or booms, I believe is what they're called. Demos, excuse me. Demolition. Okay, that makes sense. And they're just, like I mentioned before, Boise State is just being super aggressive with it. It looks like another shot on goal there from Cosmo, but with 20 seconds left, another demolition goes off with about 20 seconds left. I don't know if Nevada is going to be able to come back and at least tie it up. Boise State is being super aggressive with this game 1.
That being said, Nevada does have the chance to move forward, but loses that 50-50 to LC Koro, managed to take the ball away from the Nevada control, and now Nevada is going to need to keep this in the air. How long can they do it? Boise State spikes the ball, and Nevada will have to go to their next round to try and return from this initial loss in the series. Best of 7, so there is still a lot of Rocket League to be played.
Right, and we were noticing that right off the bat, Nevada was being super aggressive against the Boise State team. But with Boise State, it's been we mentioned Nevada's been on a long time scrim partners. We know how they play. I think we have over 28 games, almost 30 games with just this team alone. Just against Nevada alone, so we know how their play style is, and I think what's going to be the winning strategy against Nevada is just being super aggressive. Even being 3-1, we're still putting pressure on, and Nevada's never got enough leeway to get a second goal, to get that third goal. Boise State winning game number 1, 3-1, and I'm going to expect it's going to be something similar going forward.
And, of course, these are teams that know each other very well. They've been scrimming. They've been playing against each other since the inception of these programs. And it's just so clear that these teams are definitely playing a bit of the mind games.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to see what game number 2 is going to be. It's one thing I really appreciate with Rocket League. The maps don't change. Like it's just like it's the same. I mean, I know with
you
League
get
of Legends,
a different background,
right? Yeah, but it comes down to straight strategy with Rocket League, straight with the type of plays you want to do, how you want to really perform in the game. And it's one thing I really appreciate about Rocket League is that the practice really pays off for these players.
And Cosmobuster wins that initial kickoff, but Revenge manages to turn things around. LC Coro going to take the ball back, and now Ace Pocket needs to turn the ball away. And I didn't see that, but Hypnos was right on top of that ball and nearly made something happen there. Cosmobuster on a bit of a breakaway here. And LC
what a
Coro.
pass! Oh, amazing pass. Wow, amazing pass. There we go. Ace Pocket comes out of nowhere and scores.
Yeah, we thought that crazy play with the pass with LZ Coro was going to be what made the play happen, but instead...
What angles, man. That's just so insane how they're able to find these plays.
And that was a bit, well, I wouldn't call it necessarily a misplay by the Nevada team, but they did put the ball in the right position for Ace Pocket to turn that around. Hypnos managing to save the ball from LZ Coro, shot on goal, but Cosmobuster back around. Boise State team is relentless here. Yeah. Oh, man. LC Coro's also back on defense. They managed to do everything, offense and defense. But Hypnos, speaking of defense, is there to turn the ball away from this Boise State squad. But now this is looking a little dicey. LC Coro goes for the shot.
Oh, what a shot. These guys are finding angles and spots that just shouldn't be able to do. And Coro comes out of nowhere again and gets that bottom left corner. And both Nevada players just can't defend.
Thrills was there for it, but he expected an air shot and jumped over the ball. He was there for the defense, but just didn't manage to make it happen there. And now Ace Pocket and the kickoff going to be moving the ball towards the Nevada side. And we're seeing that the teams are just, oh my goodness, Cosmobuster!
What a shot!
There's always something happening. I can never talk about the teams and what's going on.
Right, we just need to limit it like every 10 seconds because something else is going to happen. Cosmobuster with these amazing angles on these shots. Again, just he's able to move this ball in just ways I don't think most Rocket League players really understand, like how much practice goes into this. And it's really starting to pay off here for the Boise State team as they're dominating game number 2. 3.5 minutes left, 2-0 in favor of Boise State. And Nevada really needs to put the pressure on. And there we go, an open goal. And Cosmobuster just cleanly puts it in 3-0 with 3.5 minutes left. Man, I don't know what Nevada's going to do to stop the Boise State hype train right now.
Yeah, Boise State is definitely on fire right now. And Nevada has to come up with something special, if not in this game, in the games to come. Because Boise State is just looking so dominant here. And Thrill's actually going to win the kickoff. Can they make something happen from this? Going to center, but Cosmobuster is there. Misses the defend, but LC Coro is the second defender around to turn things around. Shot on goal, off the crossbar. And, ooh, Thrill's going for the finish, but could not catch the ball. And now, I said Nevada needed to come up with something. That was something. They are putting pressure on Boise State now.
They're putting great pressure on that. Cosmo was able to deflect the ball a little bit, and it was in the Boise State area. Their side of the field, I guess you should say.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of it. Their end zone?
Their half.
Their half, yeah, thank you. So Nevada has been playing a lot the last 30 seconds there in the Boise State half, and the Boise State's back on the offensive there against Nevada, and we'll see what the Boise State comes with. Again, they're 3-0, being super aggressive again. This time there's a lot more time left for Nevada to try to come back. But with
Speaking of
3-0.
Nevada coming back, they are moving this ball right around the Boise State goal, and Thrills gets the first score of this game for the Nevada side.
It's the first one of the series, too, isn't it, for Nevada?
No, they had one goal in the last game.
Oh, that's right, they did. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
But Thrills with an excellent play there on that. Like we mentioned before, Nevada has to be super aggressive to try to come back into game number 2. And Boise State just can't really give them that space to let them do it. They just need to stay on the aggressor.
And if the game was all Boise State in the first half, it's certainly not that case this time around. We are 2.5 minutes in, and Nevada is really putting Boise State to the metal. Unfortunately, it might be not enough at this late in the game with a 3-1 lead. We'll see if Nevada can make it happen, though, because it certainly is not impossible. And speaking of which, the center from Nevada, but Cosmo Buster turns things around. LC Coro is not going to get the clear that he wanted, and Nevada gets another shot on goal. Hypnos scoring and turning things
Jinxed
around.
it.
Yeah, I did jinx it.
Yeah, there's not enough time for Nevada to turn around and they get a goal. But those amazing plays there from Nevada. They were able to center it in the middle because they were able to clear out the Boise State team and get a perfect shot on goal. So excellent play from Nevada, like you mentioned before. The second half of game number 2 has been Nevada's half. And they need to keep up that aggression to try to keep up with Boise State. We'll see how Boise State's going to be able to retaliate against this. 2 minutes left, a lot of time left in the game to come back from this. So we'll see.
Good look on LC Coro knowing that wasn't going to go in, but then not able to clear it after the fact. Hypnos moving in towards the goal, cannot center, but there is Thrills putting it in front of the goal. Cosmo Buster bumping it up and out of the air. That's a scary defense to make, but it's a hit you have to make, but you have to get it high enough not to hit the goal. And Boise State not out of the woods yet.
Oh my gosh, that
They
was
had 3 members on top of that, and they have tied up the game. Nevada has turned things around.
That was such a sick play there from Thrills. Glided that ball in basically, and Hypnos was able to follow up. That was a really sick play. I have to appreciate that coming out of Nevada. Minute 20 left. Paul, you have jinxed the game, and
now we got a game in a series. And speaking of which, Cosmo Buster chips it towards the goal and nearly immediately turning around that lead. And Boise State going to follow up on that. They are aggressive once again, keeping it in the Nevada half of the field. And Cosmo Buster putting it up in front. LC Coro cannot finish. Ace Pocket back on the defense as Hypnos is trying to take this breakaway. But Ace Pocket just turning it away, nearly getting 2 defenses in one fell swoop. But Cosmo Buster is going to have to turn the ball away for the rest of this. Hypnos going to take control, but Ace Pocket there to turn things around. LC Coro picking up the ball, bouncing it off the walls, trying to get it centered for the rest of this Boise State squad. Cosmo Buster moving it towards the center. Hypnos can clear. And now Ace Pocket going to drop the ball. But no, the Nevada team shot on goal. LC Coro turns it away again. This is very back and forth here. And whoever gets the next goal is likely to win the game just because there's such a little amount of time left. And if you can get a goal here, then you don't have to go to overtime. Ace Pocket turning the ball away. Cosmo Buster pushing it towards.
Hypnos
gets the score. Boise State has 14 seconds to turn things around, and Nevada has made something happen here. They were down 3-1 at the 2-minute 30-second mark, and this entire second half of the game has been Nevada's. That being said, there's no reason that Boise State can't turn it around.
We've made goals quicker than 14 seconds, so I have faith in our Boise State team might be able to bring it back. But it is game 2 of a best-of-7 series, so there's a lot of Rocket League to play. If Boise State is not able to clear this out, then we are going to go to game number 3. And
Boise State, can they make it happen? As long as the ball does not hit the ground, the time
Oh my gosh, that was so close.
Nevada made it happen, and they managed to turn that game around. I am blown away by that. That being said, all they've done is even up the match score. They won the game, and that was so hard for them to win, too. They had to fight tooth and nail for that, and all they did was tie things up in the grand scheme of things. There is a bit of momentum that goes with that, though. We'll see if Boise State can turn things around and start getting those goals, because the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, that was Nevada's game.
That was Nevada's game, and that was exactly what Nevada needs to do to come back against Boise State's team. It was an amazing play. That's the team that we're used to playing against. Nevada is a really resilient team when it comes to Rocket League, and so I expect there to be a very big mix back and forth of those type of plays. That last 20 seconds, though, was a super hype. We got 2 shots on goal, almost hit it, but it reflected off the top, and then Nevada was able to defend against it. But that would have been so hype if we were able to get that at the 10-second mark.
10 seconds, a goal to take us to overtime. That would have been incredible.
That would have been absolutely insane to see. So we're going to be jumping into game number 3 here shortly. This is for the, I believe it's on the computer there, the Mountain Spring Classic.
Mountain West Spring Classic.
Mountain West Spring Classic tournaments, guys. So we will have the bracket up here towards the end of this game. But this is the winner of this moves on to the grand finals. The loser goes down to the losers bracket. We got a couple more games down there as well. So we have a lot more game of Rocket League here for today.
Yeah, that's right. And LC Coro going to be trying to clear it out with the Boise State side, but Nevada has a shot. Goes pretty wide though. And that was more of a setup than a shot at, and there was not a player to follow up. Now LC Coro going to be shooting the ball towards that Nevada half. Revenge is going to try and clear things out, but Cosmo Buster and LC Coro are around to follow that up. Ace Pocket bringing it towards the center, but not enough Boise State players to finish that. Cosmo Buster instead on the defense here, and 2 Boise State players there to defend. Successful though, they do defend it. Revenge trying to move the ball back towards Boise State's side, and what a pass. LC Coro cannot finish though. That was such a great pass. It was a very short pass that bounced it off one of the Boise State cars up into the air, and LC Coro just couldn't finish that crazy 3-person play. And now LC Coro instead going to try and take more simple and easier to execute plays, centering the ball, but not on the right side of the map. Cosmo Buster, of course, is there to defend. Boise State's not super worried about that one. Ace Pocket's going to dribble that away, wins the 50-50. Now he can center it. It goes in front of the goal. No Boise State players there to get it after the fact. Thrill's going to try and dribble up the field, but Boise State's Cosmo Buster is going to turn things around. Revenge bouncing it towards the Boise State half, but cannot get the shot on goal. Instead, centers the ball, and that shot was just barely wide. And Cosmo Buster wins the 50-50 in the dribble and manages to get a demo. That means that Boise State has such an advantage here, but cannot finish. The respawns in this game are incredibly quick. What the real benefit of getting a demo like that there is that you remove all the boost off that character. And now, Cosmo Buster bouncing it. Can he follow up that for a center? He cannot. Hypnos going to get a bit of a touch on the ball, but not enough to follow up on. And now LC Coro moving up on this ball. Where is the Nevada defense? They were nowhere to be found and just barely missing that. It was a hard angle to shoot from. But now LC Coro going to get demoed, but in the meantime is going to manage to win the ball and prevent a goal. LC Coro moving out from the Boise State half, trying to clear once more.
Right, and we're just under the 3-minute marker. This is a different game than game 1 and 2. No one's scored a goal yet, and we have about 2.5 minutes left. So both players, or both teams, are being super aggressive. Great defense there from Nevada, but with being the aggressor there, Boise State, Ace Pocket, trying to get those shots in. We do see Coro coming in as well. Great angle coming off of Cosmo Buster, not able to get into Nevada, just being so good with their defense this game.
That's right, but man, Boise State has had some fire shots there. They're either incredibly fast or from crazy angles. And now, Ace Pocket not going to be able to take that shot, but Cosmo Buster there to turn the ball back towards the Nevada side.
Down the middle. He's going to try to clear it towards the middle. Cosmo Buster coming in, trying to stop Thrills from going back in Nevada's home territory. Half. I didn't think of a term for that.
You can call it whatever you want. Everybody understands that that is the Nevada side of the field. And now LC Coro is going to be doing some tricky dribbles, trying to do some slow dribbles and kind of outplay a couple of the Nevada players. And it works once, but not twice. And now shot on goal, Cosmo Buster. Boise State goes up at 1 minute 30. The first goal of this game goes to Boise State, and that is a big swing in momentum for the Boise State team.
Right, and Nevada is playing super defensively, and this is exactly what they need to do to be able to play against Boise State. And this is the type of game. Game 3 is probably the type of game that we're going to see for the rest of the series between these two schools, just because they're so good playing back and forth, and we've played them so many different times. So I'm excited to see how the rest of the game is going to go. We got a minute in, and the ball is in Boise State's territory. So they need to clear it out and try to get the aggression back on Nevada's side.
I think that was a good look on Ace Pocket, waiting until that ball just left the control of the Nevada players, just enough for him to sneak in. And speaking of sneaking in, LC Coro nearly manages to make that ball roll slowly into the Nevada goal, but cannot finish it. And now there is a play from the Nevada team. What an air pass, but Cosmo Buster is there to turn things around. Ace Pocket trying to get a touch. It's going to actually be a pass to LC Coro, who cannot finish. Cosmo Buster tries to center, but now the Boise State team realizes they need to be back on defense. They can't have 3 on offense at once, and so turn things around, kind of a bit more of a defensive play there. They cannot win that 50-50. Ace Pocket can't take the ball out of the air, but there's other defenders on the Boise State side to prevent that goal from coming through. 30 seconds for Nevada. Can they make it happen? They've clutched games before, but I think Boise State is a bit too privy to their tactics this time around. But there is a shot on goal. LC Coro and Cosmo Buster both there to defend, and then LC Coro winning a 50-50 to keep the ball away from Nevada's control, but now Nevada has control of the ball again. 7 seconds on the clock. Can they make it happen in these last seconds? Cosmo Buster moving it away, and now 1 second. If it hits the ground, the game is over. Can Boise State spike the ball? And it's actually Nevada who can't keep it in the air. Boise State up 2-1 in the series.
Amazing plays. That was a phenomenal game, even though it was only a 1-0 game. The type of plays coming out from Boise State was just absolutely phenomenal. Nevada was a little bit more defensive. That's why we didn't see a goal until, I think, the 2-minute mark or something like that. Super excited to see what game number 4 is going to hold. We'll see if Boise is able to break that gap now and make it a 3-1 series, or if Nevada is going to come back and make it a 2-2 series.
Yeah, and that Nevada defense, even though Boise State did manage to sneak through a goal, was rock solid. Boise State had some really crazy shots from weird angles and with incredible speed, and despite that, Nevada turned away most of those shots. It was only the one that managed to make it through.
Right, and it's one thing that I always like to point out, especially with our Boise team, how we, the different practices we do, the different plays that we try out as well. We're seeing that come into fruition during these games because you see where Ace Pocket and Cosmo has their positioning throughout the map. I mean, it doesn't. Sometimes it seems random that they're kind of hanging out at the halfway court, but it's like they're waiting for that perfect shot, that ricochet shot to come in. So it's not the Cosmo, it's not the first shot on goal. That's the goal. That's the attempt. It's that second one. It's purposely getting that ricochet off the wall to get the goal in.
Yeah, and there's a lot of crazy mind games that goes into taking shots. Sometimes you'll want to shoot it off the backboard so that a defender wastes their boost trying to stop it and then misses, and then you can get it off the backboard. But we are moving into the second one. Revenge, trying to make a shot on goal, cannot finish, and Thrills is going to turn things away from Nevada's goal. But Boise State is there to turn things around once again. And now the question is, can Boise State make that shot? Cosmo Buster with the crazy angle. And that was a huge air shot. Watch him just catch some air, fly up into the air, and then boom.
Right at the tail end of his car.
Spikes it in.
That was an amazing shot. That's what I'm talking about, those angles, man. Cosmo just could find angles that you don't think is going to be an angle, and he rotates his car and hits the tail end of his car on that ball, and it's like a perfect shot.
Yeah.
And it's 20 seconds in. Boise State is in the lead, putting the pressure on Nevada.
Ooh, shot on goal. Cannot finish there. And now Boise State still going to follow up on this aggression, but Thrills and the Nevada team are going to try and take advantage of that very aggressive play because Boise State didn't have enough defenders back. Boise State did manage to finally turn things around, but that was just a very scary situation for both teams. And speaking of scary, Hypno shot on goal. Cosmo Buster gets the clear. That was right in the corner of Boise State's goal, and I think it would have gone in if Cosmo Buster had not turned that away. But now Cosmo Buster trying to turn things in a different direction, and pass to LC Coro. LC Coro can't get the angle for the shot, and it looks like he's going to try and control the ball, but cannot get that dribble into the center. Now Cosmo Buster has to defend, and does so quite well, but Thrills there to turn things around. Boise State has to be scared of these crazy aggressive shots from Nevada. They know that they're down 1-0 and their turtle of a defense cannot save them. They need to make goals.
Right, and with them being down, like you're mentioning, it is game 4 of a best-of-7 series, so they really need to get the pressure to get back onto Boise State and make it a 2-2 series, and they do not want to go into the next game being 3-1 on match point for Boise State, so Nevada needs to be super aggressive. About just 3 minutes left of game number 4, and we're seeing a lot of the demos going off for Boise State. And Nevada trying to get the pressure back on Boise State, but Cosmo Buster's not letting that ball stay in Boise State territory for long. Coro's there trying to go clear it out towards the middle, and we'll see who's going to be able to get it. And Nevada was actually able to clear it out. Still on the Nevada side there, Ace Pocket coming in, trying to clear it in the middle as well.
That ball looks like it's going to get centered if it's not turned away, but Thrills knows that and turns it away. LC Coro trying to turn things right in front of the goal. Can't come
What
up.
a pass! Oh my
Wow.
gosh!
Boise
These
State,
plays.
that was a textbook play right there. Just pulling it around this wall and using that curved corner to just kind of roll the ball towards the center, and then Cosmo Buster just coming around the edge to turn it into the goal.
Amazing plays there from Boise State with about under 3 minutes left, 2-0. And we have seen crazier games. In game number 2, Nevada was able to get 4 goals in under 2 minutes. So we'll see, or excuse me, 3 goals in under 2 minutes. We'll still see, at the 2.5 minute mark, what Nevada could do to get back into this game. They definitely want to win this series or this game right now because they do not want to go into game number 5 with the pressure of knowing it's match point. Boise State obviously wants to keep that pressure on Nevada, and so they're going to try to keep the aggression going as much as possible.
Thrills going to manage to center a little bit, but LC Coro, the Boise State defense here has been very solid. Hypno's going to get it above the crossbar, but that's not enough because the Boise State team has a rock-solid defense. Hypnos turning away that long shot on goal from the Boise State team. And now, 3 members after 1 ball. I don't know if that's exactly what you want to go after on the Nevada side, but they managed to declump and make things happen. UNR, or Nevada.
That was tricky. I almost said it too.
It's there, yeah. Anyways.
We got it here. So the Nevada's coming through, trying to get the pressure going on top of Boise State again. Good shot on goal there from Boise State. Nevada trying to be as defensively as possible. The current score is 2-0 with 1:30 left. Can Nevada come back and get the series back to a 2-2?
And it looks like they are going to manage to move the ball towards the goal.
Oh!
That was so close. Cosmo Buster just barely there to prevent them, just to close that angle that would have let the ball just roll through. And the Nevada team just had to bounce it off the backboard and couldn't quite make it happen. Now the ball on the Nevada side of the field. LC Coro actually winning against 2 members, but not going to be able to finish there as the 3rd member manages to steal the ball away from him. And now Thrills doesn't get the right angle for the shot on goal. Perhaps it was a pass, but Hypnos going to turn the ball back towards Boise State side. LC Coro, there's a nice clear. 3 members from 2 different teams going after the ball there. And now Hypnos going to be trying to, I don't know how Nevada's going to turn this around here.
They got 45 seconds. We've seen crazier, goals has had happen. Wow. I don't know if I said that correctly. So we got about 30 seconds left. Boise State is up 2-0 in this game right now. They're just trying to be as defensively as possible. They can be super aggressive if they want to try to get goals. But right now, they just want to prevent Nevada from scoring and keep the momentum and keep that ball on the Nevada side. We do see Cosmo Buster trying to come in for a goal. Is he going to be able to follow up? He was not able to do it. Ace Pocket was not there in time. Throws was able to defend. And about 16 seconds left. Coro just keeping the ball on the Nevada side. And it looks like Boise State might take game number 4.
10 seconds.
Oh, and that's
Cosmo
going to
Buster.
secure game number 4. That is for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to get 3 goals in 9 seconds. We have seen earlier in this tournament that there were some teams that could just turn goals within the first seconds of a game just off of these kickoffs, but I don't think that's going to work against Boise State here. We'll see if Nevada can make this happen, but they've got 5 seconds. They're 3 goals down, and now all Boise State has to do is spike the ball. Technically, there is still a chance, but I don't know if Nevada can take that chance because it bounced off the corner. Oh, there it goes. The ball finally hits the ground. Boise State up 3-1 in the series.
Right, 3-1 in the series. Now the pressure's on Nevada. Nevada has to obviously win the next 3 in a row to stay in the tournament. Or, technically it's a double elimination. There's the losers bracket that they could go down to. But right now, Boise State's got to be feeling good being 3-1 in the series. They need 1 more game to secure that grand final spot.
That's right. And if Boise State manages to send this Nevada team packing, we'll have to say, go through the losers bracket and face us again later today.
Basically is what's going to happen. We'll throw the bracket up once the series is over, but I'm super excited to see just how Boise State was able to adapt to Nevada's early aggression that they started to do during Game 3, Game 4. It seems like Boise just adapted to that really well, overcame it, and it's not a problem anymore. So Nevada needs to think of a new strat to try to get the next 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
They have to do it. They have to do something.
Yeah, and I would like to see Nevada turn around a game and just manage to figure out what Boise State is up to, but when you're this far ahead in a series, it's really hard to come up with something special that will turn the game in your favor and then not have that figured out by the opposing team on the next game. They've got to win 3 games in a row if they're going to win this series.
Correct, yeah. 3 games in a row will secure that grand final spot there for Nevada, or 1 more game for Boise State will secure that grand final spot for us.
And, of course, afterwards, we will be going to Colorado State versus Utah State in the losers bracket. But right now, we've got LC Coral already making plays. That was very close to being shot into goal off of the kickoff. However, Nevada, privy to that strategy, manages to make the turn away of the ball.
Wasn't the games yesterday where we were able to get that 2 goals like in the first 10 seconds or something like that? Like,
Yeah.
I guess if I was remember. Ooh, Coral coming in with a great defense there. Thrills trying to get a goal on, and they're being super aggressive right now. This is basically how they're going to try to beat Boise State today. They just have to be aggressive and keep that ball on the Boise State side at all times.
And it looks like, speaking of aggressive, Boise State really making some pressure there. But because of that pressure, they didn't have very many players back to defend. And Nevada trying to turn that to their advantage, but Boise State managed to rotate back and get a bit of the turnaround.
So we do see Cosmo Buster passing it right in front of the Nevada goal. Is Ace Pocket going to be able to come on through? Nevada was able to defend against that, but it was a great shot there from Cosmo Buster. Still, the ball is on the Nevada side there, and Cosmo Buster and Ace are just trying to keep it in the field for Nevada, just being super aggressive. A minute has transpired already. No goals yet. This looks like it's going to be a copy of what, game number 3 when it was only 1-0?
I think that, yeah.
Was it game 3? Yeah.
But we have seen these games where both teams just turtle up real well and just don't allow any shots to be made or any goals to be made. But speaking of which, Nevada, ooh, that was a big opportunity for them, and they just didn't manage to get around the Boise State defenders there. Hypnos, though, on a bit of a breakaway. Cosmo Buster there to turn it away, though. And now he's actually going to turn it towards the goal. Ace Pocket going to try and set things up, but turned away by a defender. Now Cosmo Buster managing to center the ball, but there wasn't a Boise State player with enough boost to follow up on that. Now Ace Pocket shot on goal. Ooh. Going to miss just barely. There was enough defenders there to close the angles, prevent that shot from making it in. And LC Coro shot on goal. Cosmo Buster bumped the defender. Oh, man.
Oh, that was such an amazing. We did see that he tried to reverse and to get that shot and going backwards, which would have been an amazing play if he actually got a goal going backwards. Wasn't able to do it. Nevada's defense has just been phenomenal these past few games now, and Boise State just being super aggressive as well. They wanted to get at least 1 goal, obviously, to be able to win the game. It'd be amazing if this gets sent into an overtime.
Yeah, we haven't seen any overtimes this match, and a lot of these games we have seen go to overtime, especially with Boise State here. But 2 demos coming through from the Boise State team gives them a little bit of breathing room, but not enough room to make a goal as the rest of the Nevada team responds and makes it back onto the map, boosts up and defends the ball. And now Thrills trying to make something happen, but that is a lot of blue players. Yeah. Speaking of blue players, Ace Pocket takes the ball away and throws it into the goal.
Yeah, amazing reflection there from Thrills. Trying to clear out in the middle. We did see Revenge was there to try to rebound it, but Ace Pocket had that boost, was able to secure that goal there and make it 1-0. Pressure's on Nevada. Nevada has to do something in this next 2 minutes to get a goal, go into overtime, or to get 2 goals to win the game. But Boise State's looking phenomenal today.
Yeah, and speaking of which, they turn the ball straight towards the goal once more. Cosmo Buster not able to get the angle. LC Coro going to center in front of the net, but there wasn't a Boise State player to follow up. He had to follow it himself. And now Nevada seems to have finally turned the ball away back to the Boise State side. But LC Coro's there to clear it back towards Nevada. And Thrills going to get the demo, but not the ball, and that ball is going to bounce back towards the Nevada side of the field. But with that demo, they're going to get breathing room, and speaking of breathing room, Revenge, oh man, I didn't see that Boise State player there to defend.
Right, it came out of nowhere. Thankfully for us, the Boise State had a player, had some insight to know to go be on the defensive there. Nevada has a minute left. A lot of gameplay is still left here in front of Nevada to come back and get that goal. They're being super aggressive. They're getting another demo off on the Nevada player. Cosmo and Ace fighting over to defend that goal. I mean, I'd rather have 2 defenders than no defenders, so that's fine by me, you know. Hypnosis getting that demo off, trying to take a shot on goal for Boise State. A minute left. Ace Pocket there to deflect it. These follow-up plays from Nevada are insane.
That's right, Nevada taking another shot, but turned away. That was both a defend and a shot in one fell swoop. Check this out. Thrills, shot on goal. Cosmo Buster says nope. It's a shot on your goal. And that goes 2-0. Nevada is really on the ropes here.
Yeah, Nevada has to pull something out. They have to just be super more aggressive than they've been. But Boise State just really showing their resilience through this. And it's, like I said, 3-1 in the series of a best of 7. Boise State just needs to win this game. 45 seconds to secure that grand final spot. And Boise State's looking really good at the moment.
And Thrills going to try and center it, trying to make something happen for Nevada. They have but 34 seconds to make anything happen. Revenge trying to push things down towards the Boise State side. And the ball's in the right places for Nevada here, but they just don't have the execution. They can't get the team, they can't center the ball in a way that allows their teammates to get there. They don't have the ball in the right place at the right times. And now Boise State going to try and turn this away. 10 seconds left. This game is all but won for Boise State. And now the move from Nevada going to be turned away from Cosmo Buster. 1 second on the clock and going to be in the air, but it looks Nevada, not aerial enough, going to spike the ball a little bit for themselves, and Nevada goes down to the redemption bracket. Boise State 4-1 in a very dominant series. There was just a weird game too where Nevada just took off.
Right.
4 goals in like 3 minutes, and they just turned that game around. And then after that, Boise State tightened up their defense, their offense, and just made it happen. And it felt like that Boise State team was just unbeatable in those last 4 games of the series.
Right. You were mentioning it perfectly. Like game 2, Nevada, that was Nevada's game. That's where they really stepped up. But then I'm not too sure what happened during game 3 and game 4, and it was like it was a way different, almost a way different team. But it was Boise State just showing their resilience, showing why they practice so much, why they play together so much. I'm like, that was just amazing plays. Cosmo and Ace knew exactly where to be at what time to give those assists and goals to each other. So that amazing plays from Boise State, those are highlight plays. So it is going to send Nevada to the redemption bracket. We are going to jump into that game here shortly. First game of the redemption bracket is going to be Utah State versus Colorado State. Winner of that will play off against Nevada, which we just saw, and then winner of that will move up to play against Boise State. Super excited to get these games going because these are just phenomenal teams and phenomenal schools to have these programs with.
Yeah, and we're going to move to that Colorado State, Utah State redemption bracket in just a moment. I believe that we're going to take a short break before then while the players load up and we get our observers all up and ready. We will be back in just a moment with more Rocket League.
Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, esports arenas and equipment. Omen by HP. And Archon Clothing. Esports. We love to play. Since the 1980s, video games and competitive gameplay have been part of our Western culture. The video arcade, the Atari, Nintendo, PlayStation, even PC gaming are all part of this rich cultural lineage of play. We play ourselves, we watch, we even compete. What makes an esport? Well, any individual or team game that can be played on a level playing field in competition, whether that's live or online.
Still alive. Charm's gonna land onto him. Is he gonna be able to walk away? Baker is still running, still damaging him. And another turn, and Expression goes down.
While there are half a dozen top-tier esports, more than 100 different titles are being played competitively around the world. Esports break all boundaries. They're played by men and women across cultures and can be played on consoles, PCs, and even mobile devices. Esports are truly a world sport. Over the last decade, we've seen interest, broadcasting, and live events eclipse those of their traditional sport counterparts. Esports are a massive draw. We love to watch them live, and we love to watch them stream. For people under 30, video games are the most popular media industry in the world, more popular than television, music, or movies. But competitive video game play is not just something we do, it's something we watch. In 2016, more people watched the League of Legends Championships than the World Series, the NBA Championships, or the Stanley Cup playoffs. That makes the top 3 sporting events in the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and a video game competition. Esports are the sport of the rising generation. Talented players, broadcasters, and managers are filling every level from professional, now to collegiate, high school, and even Pee-wee. To many, esports is the biggest world they've never heard of. But to millennials, it's the future of competition, of broadcasting, and of sport. But not the distant future, the future of today. This is esports. Since 2016, universities have been adding varsity esports, competitive intercollegiate video game teams, with nearly 100 colleges and universities now with official programs. Esports is fast becoming the new college sport. But with any dramatic change comes criticism. How could institutions of higher learning promote something so trivial? But when you look a little closer, esports demonstrates, just like other sports, that it's a pathway to something more.
There's several misconceptions when it comes to esports and its place on the university campus. The first and foremost is that people would say it's not a valuable learning activity. It's not a place where people can learn new job-related skills or maybe get a good industry feel for what's happening outside the university environment. And that's just simply not the case. And all evidence points otherwise. There are so many new jobs. The industry is absolutely booming. People are looking for students that are graduating with experience in things like streaming and technologies, marketing, the whole business side, sponsorships. There's the whole graphics and coding component that involved in esports and other video game type of activities that are really important in just terms of jobs and industry.
And on their way to those careers, students who attend schools with varsity esports programs can compete for their university. But in order to be eligible, students have to meet the same high academic standards as other student athletes.
You have to maintain a certain GPA. You shouldn't be playing constantly. You should have like a certain time frame and like practice for like 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day. You shouldn't be just like overwhelming yourself.
Care about your grades first and foremost. As Dr. Haskell said, he cares about our grades first because we came to college to get an education, to get a degree, and then we also get to do what we love and play esports.
Athletics and other university-sanctioned activities bind students together with purpose, a chance to be part of something bigger than yourself, where we learn to work hard, play a role, lose with dignity, win with honor, all for our school. This is why we play. Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, esports arenas and equipment. Omen by HP. And Archon Clothing.
Hello and welcome back to the Mountain West Spring Classic. We just saw Boise State playing up against Nevada, University of Nevada, Reno, and that was just a crazy match where Boise State managed to really pull ahead and send Nevada to the redemption bracket, which we are going to go to now with Colorado State versus Utah State. The winner of this match will play up against Nevada, who had just been sent there by the Boise State team.
Right, super excited to get going with this game. Utah State and Colorado State, amazing teams so far. We've been watching them play throughout the bracket so far. They are in the redemption side of the bracket. They need to win in order to stay in the tournament. Whoever gets eliminated now is out of the tournament, as you can see in the graphic here. So whoever ultimately gets eliminated is done for the tournament. So we'll see who's going to get pushed through to that second half of the redemption bracket to play against Nevada. Whoever wins that will have their redemption match against Boise State, because Boise State has eliminated most of these teams that are now in the redemption bracket.
That's right, because, I mean, you have to have if you've made it to the grand finals like the Boise State team has. But we are really excited that we get to see some different teams, because usually we can only see the teams that are playing against Boise State here with our own observers, but now we actually get to see a couple of different teams. So it's really excited that we're going to get to jump into this match with Colorado State versus Utah State.
Right, and super excited that you were mentioning with the Mountain West was able to give us the invite to be able to cast the other games. University of Utah Esports, I believe, casted some games yesterday, so good shout out to those casters as well.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately, but as some of the viewers probably have noticed, that Adam and Lisa couldn't join us today. But big shout outs to them for taking over yesterday. We did a lot of games yesterday. I think we did 8 hours worth of casting yesterday that they both did. So we decided to give them the day off to please recover.
Yeah, and it wasn't just Rocket League. We had a lot of League of Legends going on yesterday.
Right.
But nowadays it is the Mountain West Spring Classic. We are in the finals. The second half. We watched the final of the Utah State versus Boise, or not Utah State versus Boise State. The Nevada versus Boise State game was the winner's final game, whereas the game that we're watching is the redemption.
Yeah, let's take a quick look at this. We keep this up for here for a second. We do see that Boise State has took down the SDSU, and then they went against Utah State, and they 4-2'd them. Nevada went against Colorado, and that was a close game. That was a 4-3. So Colorado and Utah are going to battle out now in the redemption bracket for that semifinals. Winner will go on against Nevada. And so I'll be interested to see if Colorado makes it through, because the original game that Nevada beat Colorado was 4-3. So that should be an exciting matchup as well. But we also see that Utah State took down University of New Mexico 3-0. So really really deciding games here so far. Utah State, dominating the redemption bracket, and Nevada did a closely beat out Colorado State. So I'm really excited to see these redemption bracket matches.
Yeah, and Colorado State is the only team that Boise State has not faced in this bracket yet. So it'll be interesting to see if maybe they can turn things around, because if they win, if you look at the numbers from that bracket, you might say that Colorado State is a little bit favored. But, in Rocket League, that's not really – you can't really say anyone's super favored just because those games have all been so close. But if Colorado State manages to beat Utah State, they get a redemption match, a rematch against the not the Utah State team, the Nevada team, and then after that, finally will face Boise State. And that's the only team that Boise State has not faced yet.
Is Colorado correct? Yeah, and so I'll be interested to see if Nevada is able to beat out Colorado again and move on to the redemption and get to the grand finals to play the rematch against Boise State, if it's going to be the same thing before, or if they're going to have a different strategy. Obviously, we're talking way far in advance. We already know that Boise State makes it to the grand finals. Now we're just trying to figure out who's going to come in third, and then who's going to face off against Boise State for the grand final. So I'm excited to get into the matchup. Whenever the lobby is ready, we'll be getting there. So I'm excited. So how are you doing today, Paul?
Oh, man. Today has just been a great day.
As soon as we get into it, I was going to have so many questions for Paul.
But it looks like Velocity from the Colorado State side is going to be moving the ball towards the net, but turned around by Utah State's team. And we can see Hork is on the Utah's. Let's just take a second to go through
the functional
players.
tree branch. That's going to be fun to say.
And we've seen the Colorado State team before. Polch, Blank, and Velocity. And then dysfunctional tree branch on the Colorado State. Did I say? That was the Utah State side, the Polch, Blank, and Velocity. And on the Colorado State side, of course.
Oh, goal there from E. Rich coming out of Colorado State. Great job there. It was Colorado State that got that goal, right? Orange
Yeah,
Colorado got
Colorado
it.
State got that goal, and that was E. Rich. And, of course, the other members on the team are Hork and Dysfunctional Tree Branch, which will be all sorts of fun to say as they face off for the next one. So Colorado State already taking an early lead, but early enough that Utah State could turn things around. Velocity trying to turn the ball towards the net and even out that score, but Dysfunctional Tree Branch has received the ball and will be trying to center. Can't quite make that happen, but E-Rich was there to follow up but couldn't quite center as well. Velocity now trying to make a bit of an outplay, and lots of players going after that ball. Polch just barely missing that on the back flip. I don't think he had boost to jump up to it. Now E-Rich sets up a great center, but Hork cannot finish that. And now he's going to try and center, but instead gets stolen away, the ball stolen away by Polch, who's going to go on the offensive flank now, trying to center it up, and Polch there for the follow-up, but E-Rich turns that away. That was a dangerous situation for the Colorado State team. And now Dysfunctional Tree Branch is finally moving it back towards the Utah State side.
Yeah, amazing plays for both teams so far. As you were mentioning, Colorado has been the super aggressor. As we can see, more shots on goal throughout this game. Utah State looks like they're trying to find their bearings, trying to get that communication down. But Colorado State is is doing a great job. It's my first time seeing this team play, and so I'm excited to see what kind of plays they come up with and how the series is going to shape up for these guys as well. This is a best of 7, and whoever gets eliminated here will be done from the tournament. Whoever wins will move on to face off against Nevada. So this is a big match for both of these schools.
Yeah, and you can see that even though Colorado State has taken the early lead in this game, it's very back and forth. And now we can see that Dysfunctional Tree Branch making a lob for E-Rich to go after, but simply not able to spike that ball down towards the goal. But now Dysfunctional Tree Branch goes for the center and barely saved by Polch, as Hork was there to finish if Polch had not done that play there. Dysfunctional Tree Branch all over the field and managing to make a defensive play there too. Now E-Rich and Hork both going to try and clear this, and so many Colorado State players there. I don't think Blank's going to be able to outplay them all. Velocity in the back of the net. I guess he had tried to make a play. Ooh, and Dysfunctional Tree Branch actually getting demoed there by the Utah State team. And now E-Rich, shot on goal. It's very high off the backboard. He does not have the follow. That's the textbook Rocket League play. But Hork with just a simple shot on goal to finish that up. But, oh, Horsey, my goodness. My bad.
Thank you, audience member, for correcting us.
My apologies to Horsey and all of the Horsey fans out there.
I thought Hork. I was thinking Harry Potter.
But now, as you can see, Horsey has taken the ball and is moving the ball towards the side of Utah State, but Velocity turns it away. And now, ooh, that's a very open net. E-Rich doesn't need to save it because the shot was not actually on goal, just in that general area. E-Rich moving it towards the net, cannot finish. Functional Tree Branch gets taken down, and Utah State running out of time to even out this score.
Yeah, minute 20 left into the game number 1. Colorado State is ahead right now, being super aggressive throughout this entire matchup right now. Utah State has to start putting on the aggression, start getting some more shots on goal, and try to even up this game. But right now, it looks like Colorado State is pretty dominant so far, and I'm going to be surprised to see how well it's going to do throughout the series because this is a pretty amazing team, and I'll be surprised to see if they get all the way to out of the elimination brackets. Or redemption bracket, excuse me.
Yeah, that's right. And speaking of which, they are actually going on the offensive with these last minutes now. And look at that shot on goal, but Polch there to turn things away. But man, the Colorado State team is just aggressive here. And Utah State really does want to turn things towards the Colorado State side, but they can't because they're so busy defending from this Colorado State team.
Yeah, good shots on goal there from Utah State, but like you mentioned before, Colorado State just like they're being so dominant. It's almost like they have more than 3 players on the field right now. We do see a shot on goal there for Utah State. Does get the shot in Velocity scoring. Puts 1 point for Utah State. 16 seconds left to try to get into the overtime.
And that was a great touch by Velocity, just barely sneaking it past Dysfunctional Tree Branch. And now your Utah State does have the slightest chance of making this game go to overtime.
Yeah, we got 14 seconds left. Utah might be able to pull something out. It'd be an amazing comeback if they're able to do it for game number 1. Exciting series so far, really back and forth. And I'm predicting this is going to be an amazing series to watch here, ladies and gentlemen. Super excited for it. The ball's in the air. It's going to clear it out to the middle of the field, and no one's out there, unfortunately. So Colorado State takes game number 1 of this best of 7 series, that Horsey MVP of the game.
Yeah, and that was just a very back and forth, and I'm really excited to see how this goes forward because it was 1-2, just 1 goal difference, and Colorado State was the victors in that, and Utah State just couldn't follow up on their initial offensive success.
Right, and we did see them to get a little bit better towards the end of the game. So now that they got the cobwebs out, essentially, maybe they're just getting that communication down, maybe we might see a different game number 2, very similar to the Boise State-Nevada game, where Nevada game 2 was just phenomenal and they were on point, and that's why the game was so intense. So we'll see if that's what happens with Utah State. They're able to get more focused, and we'll see how game number 2 goes.
Yeah, and I'm sure the players will be loading right back in. Of course, Rocket League is a very fast-paced game, and we don't really get a lot of downtime between games. So,
which is good, which is really good, because I really want to discuss that map. I wanted to bring it up as soon as we loaded in, but I didn't want to interrupt the gameplay. That map is really cool looking. I don't know if you're able to see the background. Like, it looks like that has like the cityscape on one side, and you got like the snowy mountains on the other. I'm like, this is cool. I wonder if it's like based off real cities.
yeah, a lot of game studios will use the surrounding area of where they're located to for some of their locations, but if I'm honest, I don't think that's the coolest map in Rocket League. There's like one where you're just totally underwater. That's one of the things that we don't talk about in Rocket League is the stages.
Oh my goodness, we need to.
Yeah,
we need to design one. Well, we need to make a Boise State Rocket League field. Can we do it?
Just entirely blue.
And there's a blue turf. Yes. Can we make it happen? Is that possible?
I don't think that it's possible. Speaking of blue turf, you can see it right there behind us on the Game Pan stage from World One Sports.
If you guys haven't had a chance to hear about it, that is our varsity stage that is behind us. That turf is blue. I don't know if you can tell. It's blue.
It's the original blue turf.
It's the original 1986 Gen 1 blue turf.
But speaking of, you might see it just there, but let's get back to the game. Speaking of blue and orange, back and forth, Colorado State up 1. Blank is going to demo Horsey, who will respond. But now Utah State really wanting to make a statement, and they have been very aggressive in the initial seconds of this second game of the series.
Right, 30 seconds into the game, and we see Utah State's playing completely differently as we expected that they might, being super aggressive and keeping that ball. Look at that dribble across the entire map, getting on Colorado State's side. Colorado with a good defense there. Shot on goal. Great defense there from Utah State. I love this angle that we're at. Is to be able to see the entire field, to be able to see where all the players are at. This is actually a great shot there from Colorado State, trying to get on top of that. We're going to follow up there. Barely taps it in. Unfortunately, dysfunctional tree branch, not able to get it in. Utah State's going to try to clear it out. But, man, Colorado State's being super aggressive, not letting that ball get into their home territory.
And Velocity doing a little bit of a touch to keep it out of the control of the Colorado State team. And Utah making a statement on the on this second game of the series. They are up 1-0, and they are going to make, yeah, that's right, that's Polch.
Polch, perfect. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm reading it. No, that's not Polch.
It very well could be. We don't know. But I believe that is Polch there. And
okay, perfect. So that Polch was able to get that shot on. Utah, like we mentioned before, wanted to be the aggressor into this map, and they're definitely being super aggressive. Amazing shots on there, and Colorado State got to be feeling the pressure now that they thought they probably would be dominating since they kind of dominated game number 1, but Utah State pulling out all the stops to try to get the victory for game number 2.
And now Colorado State had a very aggressive run here, but now it kind of opened up the goal for Utah State to turn things around. Blank shot on goal, and Blank will make the score.
And that was an amazing shot there from Blank. It's kind of interesting that Blank has the CO tag, but then the Utah State tag.
Oh, yeah.
Either way, who knows? But anyways, a great job there from Blank. You know, this Utah State, I don't know if you remember, these are the guys that actually came out and played on our stage with us a couple months back. And it was actually really fantastic that they were able to come out and join us here at Boise State University. So I'm super excited for those players. Super nice dudes. We took them to a hockey game later, too, which is kind of nice.
And now we can see that. Oh my goodness, the turnaround for Velocity. I didn't see him. He came out of nowhere.
That was an amazing, just random reflection. Just happened to be in the right spot, right time, and just bounced them off both Colorado State players. And Utah, man, just a different team than we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, and Utah State turned things around. They are now up 3-0. And if they win this game, they will tie up the series. And I can only say that we have an exciting series of Rocket League ahead, given the information that we have now.
Yeah, and with the Utah State team was, which we mentioned before, this is the type of team that we know them to be. Colorado State's a really aggressive team as well. And so it's an exciting series, even though, yes, it's 3-0 into game number 2. That doesn't necessarily mean Colorado has been doing anything wrong. It's just Utah has just been super aggressive. So we're going to see if Horsey was able to get some good shots on goal. Not able to get cleared out into their side. Colorado State trying to be defensive right now, but they need to clear out this ball and start getting more shots on goal.
Dysfunctional Tree Ranch with a very cool car making some very cool plays, but not enough to keep the ball off his side of the field forever, as Utah State had managed to make quite the run. But now Colorado State has the opportunity. That ball is centered in the middle, very high up, and Colorado State is unable to spike that into the goal. And now a bit of an offensive run for the Utah State team. Blank going to try and center it for his teammates, but teammates don't seem to have the boost there to finish that shot. And now Erich making an excellent save. That looked like a shot on goal. And now going to move the ball towards that Utah State side of the field, trying to turn around this 0-3 score for Colorado State.
Yeah, minute 40 in, it is possible to get some of these shots in for Colorado State. But for how aggressive Utah State's being right now, it's insane how aggressive they've been. So it's something we should take note of. If Utah State is the one that comes out the victor in this, it's something that Boise State should be taking note on of how this game style is going on. We do see the Polch going in for that shot, or Colorado State going on the shot on Utah. Not able to do it. Minute left, man. It's looking really bleak here for Colorado State.
That's right. But not bleak for the entirety of the series, as they are up 1-0 in the series themselves. This game, though, has been all Utah State.
That is correct. And Colorado State just, they can't just, oh my goodness, man. Utah State's being all over the map right now. Just so many shots on goal. And the majority of this game, I want to say this ball has been on Colorado State's side. And with 50 seconds left, Colorado, man, just needs to do something.
Colorado State shot on goal, but it's not going to make it finish. And it seems as though at this point the game is all but lost for Colorado State. Utah State just has to keep the ball in the air, just in places that are generally away from their goal, and they will be fine. 25 seconds on the clock. As I say that, they set the ball up perfectly for Erich, who had an excellent shot, but there were so many Utah State defenders.
All right, and 15 seconds left. Unfortunately, Colorado State, we're going to lose game number 2, but do not fret. It is a best of 7, and it's going to even up the series 1-1. So thankfully, we don't have a sweep in the series. We have a nice 1-1 series. Super excited to see how game number 3 is going to go. Ooh, nice job there from
Utah State nearly made a goal at the end there with some very cool passes. And that is going to even up the score of the series at 1-1, which is very similar to how we saw our first series between Boise State and Nevada go.
So it looks like we're going to be in between the rounds. I want to say potentially I could be incorrect. We might have a replay for you.
Yeah, so we'll jump into a replay of some of the things that that happened in that. We'll see.
Polch. The Polch replay. Oh, look at this. Such a clean shot. Oh, the presents.
That's one of the fun parts about Rocket League.
Christmas come early.
All of the cool things. So let's take a peek at how Blank made the second score of the match. And just, boop, nice little angle there. Right before that, there had been a really complicated shot, and then he just got this very nice just finish.
I love the fact that we have these replays soon after the game like this. That is absolutely insane. Boise State keeping up with the high-level production, let me tell you.
And Velocity managing to beat 2 players from the Colorado State side for that.
Right, yeah. They deflected the ball incorrectly and landed basically in his lap, and he was able to take a clean shot in, and it's basically 2v1 and got the goal on it. So that was impressive plays there from Utah.
It did look like he had the boost advantage, though. Those 2 players.
Yeah, but still.
But it's still very, very impressive to beat 2 players in one fell swoop.
Red Pant Pirate guy.
Oh, man.
All right, so we're going to jump into game number 3 here shortly. We have a best of 7 for the Mountain West Spring Classic. There we go, jumping into it. Utah State versus Colorado State, and already Utah State being the aggressor again. 15 seconds in and already a shot on goal. And we'll see how Colorado State's going to be able to handle the aggressiveness of Utah State Colorado with that good defense there. Blank coming in on the backhand side, trying to get another shot on goal. But Dysfunctional Tree Branch, which I think is a phenomenal name, was able to get the defense and another shot on goal from Colorado State.
Dysfunctional Tree Branch moving it towards the goal. And will Erich be able to spike that down? Too much height on the ball and not enough downward pressure. But that time, they nearly had it. And that has been a lot of pressure from Colorado State. There was a lot of strong shots on goal there. And the Utah State team just has to have had a lot of defense there.
Yeah, it looked like there was some miscommunication on that, and Utah State had the ball in Colorado State's side, and there was no Colorado State player but Horsey was able to defend it pretty well. E-Rich coming in, stopping that shot on goal there from Utah State. Colorado trying to be aggressive right now. 3.5, or excuse me, a minute and a half down into the game number 3, and no one scored just yet.
And now dysfunctional tree branch going to be turning the ball away a little bit. Blank going for a shot on goal. Going to miss, or not miss, but be turned away by one of the Colorado State teams.
A good shot on goal there from Utah State. We do see E-Rich coming in as well for that defensive blank, taking the shot all the way across the field. And now the ball is in the side of Colorado State, or excuse me, on the side of Utah State, but now it's back in Colorado State. So, I mean, it's amazing how quickly back and forth this game is. 2 minutes down.
Quick demo.
Yeah.
Oh, and Velocity scores on top of that.
Oh, nice.
We totally missed that. Like, I don't think that was even on camera. But boom, there's the demo. And then because the demo came through, the shot was good. And an explosion of delicious fruit to follow up. Oh, man.
So Utah State won up in this best of 7, or beg your pardon, they're one up in this round of a best of 7 rounds. And we'll see how Colorado's going to be able to handle this. I mean, it was like they kind of dominated game number 1. Utah destroyed in game number 2. And now Utah is up in game number 3.
That's right. Utah State really has turned things around for themselves. And we'll have to see if Colorado State can turn this momentum back, because they did have a very dominant opening game. And now it looks like Velocity, working with what he's got, Velocity, to move the ball around, cannot manage to turn it towards the other side of the field, though. And now E-Rich, shot on goal, very close. Dysfunctional Tree Branch is trying to turn that back once more, but gets demoed by Blank. Now Polch going to be shot. His shot's going to go towards the goal, but just for the centering purposes, and going to be turned away by the Colorado State team. Blank and Velocity, everybody on this Utah State team is participating here in this aggressive offensive from their team.
Right, Colorado just needs to be able to clear it out, try to get onto Utah State's side. If it's not able to do it at the moment, like you were mentioning, Utah just being super aggressive. Almost all 3 players have been on the better half of Colorado State's side, and it's just been insane. Like, how do you defend and clear a ball when 3 people are being aggressors on your own territory? Colorado State coming in, getting shot just a little too high on top of goal there. Utah State defending it really well. Dysfunctional Tree Branch trying to clear out in the middle. E-Rich coming through, trying to get the shot on goal, unable to get it through. We might see the fall through, but unable to. Blank takes it and dribbles it basically over the head of Colorado State. And Utah taking it all the way to Colorado State's goal. Trying to get a shot on Velocity to the double dribble through, but not able to get it through. Oh my goodness, man, these plays are insane.
And now Polch going to try and defend all these players, but because there was a demo earlier, it looks like the Utah State team did have defenders back. And now it looked like Velocity was going after a demo, but did not end up doing that, turned away. And now Colorado State has a bit of offense there. 1 minute remaining for Colorado State to tie up this game and take us to overtime. We haven't seen a single overtime today, so it'll be interesting to see if Colorado State can break that for us. And it looks like they just might. That's so close. There's so many players in the net. But it looks like Utah State does manage to stabilize and turn that ball back towards the Colorado State side of the field. But now Horsey shot on goal, but Polch is there to defend. Now E-Rich going to try and center it with 30 seconds on the clock. Colorado State is on the ropes. At this point, all they can do is aggress, but Velocity shooting it towards the Colorado State side. That is not where Colorado State wants to be. They want to clear this ball straight towards the Utah State side because they do. Oh, Velocity shot on goal. Dysfunctional Tree Branch going to try and turn that away. Blank going to make a bit of an aerial play, but not going to turn things into anything just yet. Polch going to open net, shot. Oh, he doesn't get the goal. Oh man, cannot pad the stats there because it was a rolling shot, and that was.
Can you imagine if that was Utah's or Colorado State's goal? like he was about to score with 1 second left to tie it up and doesn't get it because of, oh my goodness, great plays there, Utah State. It definitely Colorado almost came back in the end of that, but not able to secure it. And unfortunately, man, it's 2-1 in favor of Utah.
Well. Either way,
I don't say unfortunate. I should say I'm trying to be like
fortunate for one and unfortunate for the other. But that was a 1-0 game. That was a very close game. And this is just a series that we've got here. And it's Colorado State going up 1-0 to start, but then losing 2 games to Utah State. We'll see if they can finally turn the momentum of winning games
We got a
back
replay
in their
here for you.
favor. And yeah, let's jump into some of these replays. As you can see, velocity, boop, right into the goal. We missed it entirely because we were on the camera angle of the car that had gone for the demo to clear out the defender, so that Velocity had a wide open net to turn that in, and that was some excellent communication there too.
Right, and that's the type of thing that we expect from Utah State. But it's way different from game number 1. It's so interesting that when Boise State played against Nevada in the first series, same thing happened. Like game number 2 is when the team really stepped up, and same thing with Utah. They didn't do so well in game number 1, but now game number 2, game number 3, they've really stepped up. And so we're going to see what happens in game number 4 of this best-of-7 series between Utah State and Colorado State. We do see Polch winning the face-off there, but Colorado's sending that ball all the way across the map. And they need to be super aggressive to get the pressure back onto Utah State.
Dysfunctional Tree Branch goes for an aerial but misses. Now E-Rich is there to follow things up, but now there's not a lot of Colorado State defenders. Can E-Rich make it in time? He's so close, but Blank manages to finish it there. And we saw Colorado State put a lot of resources towards the offense there, and I think that they just ran out of boost and didn't have enough players back, and Utah State just took advantage of that.
20 seconds in, Utah up 1-0. I mean, this is absolutely the type of game that Utah State wants going against Colorado State. They want that pressure on Colorado State for them to feel the pressure. Right now, Utah State is feeling pretty high and mighty right now. Up 1 in the series of 7, up 1 in the game right now. Utah State's got to be feeling really good.
And Blank trying to make a play there, but instead will get the ball centered, but turned away from the Colorado State team right there. And now E-Rich going to try and turn the ball towards that net because they need to make a goal to center to even things up. Because even with 4 minutes, we've seen how defensive this Utah State team can be, and Colorado State wants to start working on that lead as fast as they possibly can. Speaking of leads, though, Blank is trying to make one of those happen for the Utah State team, but cannot finish that out. And a lot of aerials in this game.
Yeah, they really like to play like you were mentioning, like up in the air like that, and they have those really good reflections, trying to shoot the ball down and clear it out to the middle. Dysfunctional Tree Branch trying to get some shots on goal there for Colorado State. Utah, great defense. All 3 players are there to defend, and a follow-up through for Colorado State, not able to get it in. We'll see if Dysfunctional Tree Branch try to work it in again, but not able to. Man, 3 defenders. How do you get a goal if you have 3 defenders?
I mean, it was... they got very close, but now speaking of defenders, 3 defenders from Colorado State are trying to fend off this Utah State offensive, and it looks like Dysfunctional Tree Branch will get a bit of a clear here. 4C is going to prevent the touch from Utah State, retaining control of the ball for the Colorado State side, but Polch has managed to take control of the ball. And now E-Rich has turned it around, and it looks like Blank is right here to defend and turn things away. Can he beat out? He cannot beat out Horsey. Horsey brings it very close to the net. Now E-Rich has put it in the center. Can Dysfunctional Tree Branch finish? No. He's going to center it once more. And oh my goodness, a pass to himself off the wall. He can't do it twice though. Not enough boost to make that happen. Velocity now trying to move the ball back towards the Utah State side. Or the Colorado State side. But Colorado State has turned this into a very aggressive game. There's a shot from
oh my goodness. Utah stealing that goal away from Colorado State. Colorado just has so many shots on goal this round. We got 2.5 minutes left. So much time left in this round for Colorado to come back. It is only 1-0 in favor of Utah for this specific round. So Colorado can do it, but man.
Oh, Polch is on a breakaway. Can Dysfunctional Tree Branch? Dysfunctional Tree Branch makes the play and turns the ball away. Now Blank has put it back in the center though, but no members from the Utah State team to turn this away. And this is the first time in a minute or so that Utah State has managed to turn the ball back towards the Colorado State side of the field. Ooh, and E-Rich bumped in the air, sending him flying in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
not enough for a demo, but enough for a misdirection. E-Rich going to stop that. Looks like he's got no boost. Can they finish? They can't. Blake, everybody had run out of boost there by the end of that play, but now Velocity has regained boost and is now centering the ball for the rest of his team. Colorado State needs to move this back towards the Utah side of the field if they want to make anything happen in this game, but they do have a strong defense here. Velocity cannot make the play. E-Rich going to even up the score. It is 1-1 in this game. We are so close in this series.
Yeah, perfect. So we just want to make sure that, so we got the Utah State and Colorado State. This is a game number 4 of a best of series for the Mountain West Spring Classic. This is a part of the Redemption bracket. Whoever wins this will face off against Nevada in the Redemption finals. And unfortunately, whoever gets eliminated will be out of the tournament. We got a minute left in Colorado with that amazing play to even up the game. And like we mentioned before, it hasn't had any games go into overtime just yet. We have a minute left. So we'll see if this is the first overtime game of the series.
And the ball's centered in front of Colorado State's side of the field. Turned away now.
Perfect, yeah. And then we do see Utah just being super aggressive. They want to keep ahead in the series. It is 2-1 in favor of Utah for the best of 7 series. Colorado with an amazing play, though. That was absolutely insane.
And now it looks like Blank is going to be moving the ball right above the Utah side, or the Colorado State side of the field. However, now E-Rich is moving it through the corner. Cannot finish the center, though. Horsey is going to just kill all momentum on that ball. Velocity now moving it towards that Colorado State side of the field. Now it's up in the air, though, and this game has just sped up incredibly. 15 seconds on the field. Now they're going to, looks like E-Rich going to be dribbling down the field. Manages to beat one. Blank stops the ball. Horsey puts it above the goal. Velocity moving it up in the air and out of the danger zone, and we are going to overtime.
Overtime, baby. I'm super excited for this.
Overtime rules, of course. Golden goal. The next goal will win this game. And now Velocity. Ooh, dysfunctional tree branch puts it up above the net. Nothing to follow up as Blank pushes it away from the net. E-Rich going to follow, though. Cannot finish there either. And now dysfunctional tree branch has to move it out of this side of the field.
Yeah, and overtime is one of my favorite aspects of this game, just because there's just first one to get a goal wins, man. I mean, first overtime of the series. Super excited for it.
Ooh, that shot was very nice. E-Rich managing to just bump it away from one of the players. Oh,
oh my goodness. Good follow-up there from Colorado State, Utah with that great defense.
Blank going to try and move things away. Polch wins or loses the air 1v1 or the air 50-50. And now ball is centered towards the Colorado State or the Utah State goal. Can Utah finish? Look at that shot. Oh, the pass did not connect, or the pass connected, the shot did not. And Blank, pass to himself, cannot finish there either. Polch goes for a shot on goal. Dysfunctional tree branch trying to clear, but it's not. It's still in that corner there. Blank managing to move it towards the center, but E-Rich finally clears it, but to 2 Utah State players. Velocity cannot get the air dribble. Blank can't get the angle. 2 Colorado State members push that away there, and we are just at the very end. Shot on goal! Off the crossbar. The follow-up. Oh. That's not off the crossbar. There it goes. Velocity scores to just take a lead in this series for the Utah State team.
Yeah, amazing plays, and that was one of the things I was going to mention is that Utah State was just being so aggressive that overtime. I think there was 8 shots on goals that accounted from Utah State and only 2 from Colorado State. Utah really want to put that pressure on Utah State right now. Utah really want to put that pressure on Colorado State because right now this series is 3-1 in favor of Utah State. Colorado has to win 3 games in a row. That is a hard feat to do, as we've seen in the past games before. This matchup, this potentially could eliminate Colorado State from the Mountain West Spring Classic Rocket League tournament right now. And Utah State in the redemption bracket will go on, if they win, to face against Nevada. And that will be an insane match as well. We just want to jump into these replays. Amazing plays from both sides.
So Blank shot on goal. There was just no one there to defend. I think that Colorado State had exhausted all their boost resources at that point. And E-Rich managed to actually score to tie this up 1 minute 20 seconds in. That was nearly 3 minutes without scores. And that was just E-Rich once again exploiting the resource difference between the 2 teams.
I was going to jokingly say it's not E-Rick, it's Eric H.
Oh,
because Horsey.
It could be.
Velocity. This is an amazing shot there from Velocity as well. I mean, Utah State just has phenomenal plays.
Yeah, and
it's a good thing it was on me and not you.
I was taking a drink of water, and I was
like, all of a sudden the camera's on. It's like, It's like getting caught at like a green light and you're on your phone and then you look over and there's a police officer next to you, like completely missing the fact that it's a green light and you're on your phone. Had that happen once, only once. But either way, we're going to be jumping into game number 5.
5, and
Five,
this
right?
is match point.
3-1, and so it's match point in favor. Yeah, so it's
We played 4. We've got.
Yeah, so game 5. Thank you. So we're
Simple math.
Yeah, so we're going to be jumping into game number 5. Utah is ahead 3-1 of this best of 7 series for the Mountain West Spring Classic Rocket League tournament. We've got a couple more games after this, so whoever wins this will face off against Nevada in the the redemption bracket. Whoever wins that will face off against the reigning champions, Boise State.
They're not reigning champions. They're just in the
currently undefeated champions.
Yeah.
They're currently undefeated.
Yeah. And it looks like we're going to jump right into this game. Colorado State has to find some of that magic they had in that first game that they just took so convincingly. And it looks like E-Rich is going to already start to center that ball towards the Utah State goal, but turned around by the Utah State team. Horsey going for the clear. Can he make it happen? Misses the ball the first time around, and now Blank actually moving it towards his own goal. Not sure if that was intentional. E-Rich is going to clear the ball back towards the Utah State goal, and Velocity now trying to center the ball. Gets a nice pinch off the wall, but cannot get it past all those defenders there.
Yeah, they're seeing so much defense coming out here from Colorado State, and what basically has been winning the past 3 games is Utah's super aggressiveness all off the rail there. Not able to follow through with that, and just Utah just being super aggressive this game.
Shot from Velocity turned away by Horsey. Now Velocity's going to turn things back towards the goal.
What a shot! What a shot! Sorry, I thought that was going in.
But E-Rich manages to turn the ball away. Now Polch trying to make something happen. Blank there. Shot on goal off the crossbar. Can the follow through come? It will not. And now Blank's going to try and get a touch on that ball to keep it away from the Colorado State team. E-Rich, though, going to take takes the ball towards the Utah State goal, but does not manage to finish there.
Dude, half of this cast is just me making sound effects. I can only imagine what the players are doing right now. Amazing play so far. Utah State just being super aggressive. Colorado State needs to clear this out and get more shots on goal. I think we can count right now. I think it's almost double the shots on goal in favor of Utah versus Colorado.
Yeah, and you can see that the Utah State team is playing with almost no boost here. Blank does have boost and expends all of it trying to stop that. Ooh, Polch with a very clutch save off that long shot from the Colorado State team. And now dysfunctional tree branch trying to make something happen here. Ooh, that was such a great angle, but turned away by the Utah State team. And I was not expecting that to be a shot on goal. Dysfunctional tree branch trying to make a name for himself, jumping it off the wall. Horsey's going to follow up, and it looks like the Utah State team will finally clear it back towards a very open goal from Colorado State's side. However, Polch shot on goal. Dysfunctional tree branch with a block, going to follow that ball, trying to make that block turn into a shot. Velocity going to turn that away though. Ball is back towards. Oh no, E-Rick with the air shot. Does not have enough momentum, but Horsey does.
That was a perfect play there. I don't know if you were able to see that. Colorado State actually pushed Polch out of the way, if I recall correctly, or one of the defenders. Yeah, E-Rick pushed him out of the way, and Horsey came in and was able to clear shot on goal. That was an absolutely amazing play. Wasn't able to get the demo off, but still uses momentum to push the defender out. Amazing play from Colorado State, and it looks like they're back into it, man. 2 minutes in, or 3 minutes in, and we finally get the first goal of game number 5.
I said they needed to find some of that magic, and this is how that game they won started off, with a 1-0 lead and a turtle of a defense. We'll see if they can follow that up. Dysfunctional tree branch trying to be that defense right there. And it looks like E-Rick going to turn the ball away this time around. Velocity loses that 50-50 and a demo on Polch. Now the Utah State team has to clear this ball out.
And so we do see the super aggressive here of Colorado State, man. Even though they're up 1 in this game, they're still being super aggressive there, and that's exactly what they need to do against Utah State. Utah has a couple games that they could lose and they still be relatively comfortable. The match point is in favor of Utah State, so it's all the pressure's on Colorado State to get it. And what a great shot on goal across the map, almost going in actually. And Colorado is being super aggressive here, and Utah just defending really well.
Blank. Oh, the dribble, the outplay. Oh man, just take a look at this. This is high skill Rocket League right here.
Just.
Woo! Oh man, Blank had an excellent dribble there to tie it up because Utah State wants this. They don't want to go any more games, no matter what their lead is now. They don't want to give anything up. And now Colorado State is incumbent on them to make goals.
Right, and we have a minute in. We might see another overtime here, but Utah State just being super aggressive. It is match point for them. This is tournament. This is a tournament life match for them, basically. If they win this, they stay in the tournament. If Colorado unfortunately gets eliminated from this, they will no longer be in the tournament. So it's all the pressure's on Colorado State right now. 50 seconds in, a good shot on goal.
Ooh, Polch barely managing to turn that away, and that's the second time Colorado State has done something like that. But now, Horsey, shot on goal. Blake's going to turn it away. There's no more members to follow that up. Dysfunctional Tree Branch is going to try and get a touch on that ball, move back towards the Utah State goal, and it looks like E-Rich going to try and turn that ball very close to the center, but cannot finish it out. 30 seconds remaining. Can somebody get a goal to prevent the overtime? Horsey bouncing the ball. That's centered on the Colorado State goal, but turned away by Dysfunctional Tree Branch. Going to try and get another shot hit on that ball. Cannot, though. The ball just not quite enough velocity there. Speaking of velocity, going to try and turn this away. Dysfunctional Tree Branch wins that 50-50, but in the process, bounces the ball back towards the Colorado State goal. The ball is in the air. Can Utah State finish? The ball just has to hit the ground. That's all they have to do.
Okay, there we go,
Overtime.
man. That was insane.
That was scary. That was scary.
That was really insane. Utah was waiting there. They're being offensive. They're trying to be on the offense there for that map. And we're in overtime right now. Basically, whoever scores first wins.
Oh my goodness, and Eric almost making it happen there. Now Velocity is going to try and turn it around and bounces off the wall. He's getting it towards the center, but wow, Horsey with a great turn away. And now Velocity is going to try and do it again. That angle was so hard to get and couldn't quite hit it. Now it looks like Colorado State has a bit of a breakaway. Dysfunctional Tree Branch goes into the goal, cannot get the touch there. Eric shot, but blocked by the Utah State team. Horsey going for an aerial, misses though. Polch winning that one out. And now Velocity wins that 1v1. And Dysfunctional Tree Branch right there to turn things around again. Polch, of course, on the defense, managing to turn things once more. Horsey does not want the ball to be there and bounces it away. Polch, shot on goal. Oh, just wide.
Utah is just putting all the pressure on Colorado State right now. I can't imagine what the pressure is for Colorado State right now because this is a tournament life match right here. This is open. Oh my goodness, I thought that was an open goal there for a second. Utah still putting the pressure on Colorado State. They want this goal. Whoever scores first wins. A minute into the overtime, and Utah could win the entire this series right now if they get this goal in. But Colorado State doesn't want that to happen. They want to go into the game number 6, and they're playing just as. What's the word?
Both teams are kind of playing out of their minds.
Yeah, out of their minds.
All
Like insane.
sorts of
Insane is the word I was looking for. Like they're both playing absolutely insane right now. Like there's so much pressure on either side's field, and just so many shots on goal this round.
And wow, that was just such a great touch. Blank going to center. Can Velocity finish? No, E-Rick is there to turn things away. Polch, though, expected that and was in the right position. Now, Dysfunctional Tree Branch bouncing it into the back right of the Utah team, but they have defenders there. Just over Blank. Can they capitalize? No, Colorado State cannot. And now Horsey bouncing it into the corner once more. That is centered. Can he finish? Well, 2 members on that. Neither can make that happen. Dysfunctional Tree Branch now goes after it. But now the Colorado State team is running out of people to defend with. Blank going to try and finish here. E-Rick has made it back now. Horsey is also there to defend, but can he get the touch? He does, and removes that from the Utah State's control. Blank. Dysfunctional Tree Branch going after another shot. This is so back and forth. 2 members from Colorado State go after that. I'm not sure that's what they wanted, but then 2 members from Utah State follow up. They're doubling up all over the place here. And this is just an insane 2 minutes and 40 seconds in. Velocity going after the shot. Centers, but is turned away by E-Rick. And it looks like we might calm down for just a second.
Is there any extra? Is it just straight whoever scores first? There's no
Whoever
extra time?
scores first.
Awesome. So we could have a 20-minute overtime. If we have. Judging how this is going, man, both these teams are playing so so phenomenally right now. Like it's like their life is on the line for this tournament. We do see Uric trying to follow through up for Colorado State, but Utah just really wants to put the pressure on Colorado State. Colorado State is fighting for their lives right now.
Excellent center right in front for a tree branch, but turned away by the Utah State team. Philosophy centers. Can Polch finish? Polch goes in. Shot. Finish. And that is Utah State going to make it to the redemption finals and eliminating Colorado State. And at this point in the tournament, everybody in the redemption bracket has played Boise State and lost. So these last two teams in the redemption bracket will be fighting for the opportunity to redeem themselves against this Boise State team. That's our next match, which will be Utah State versus Nevada.
And I'm super excited for that matchup as well, because both teams we've played plenty of times before. We've had Utah State here on our varsity stage. Super excited to get these games underway. I'm very anxious to see how the games will transpire, to see if Nevada's going to edge out Utah State or if Utah State will edge out Nevada.
And we are going to go to a break as we wait for the players to load into their next game. The next game, of course, Nevada versus Utah State. The winner will be playing against Boise State. So stick with us here at twitch.tv/Boise State University for more Rocket League action from the Mountain West Spring Classic, and we will be back in just a moment.
Since 2016, universities have been adding varsity esports, competitive intercollegiate video game teams, with nearly 100 colleges and universities now with official programs. Esports is fast becoming the new college sport. But with any dramatic change comes criticism. How could institutions of higher learning promote something so trivial? But when you look a little closer, esports demonstrates, just like other sports, that it's a pathway to something more.
There's several misconceptions when it comes to esports and its place on the university campus. The first and foremost is that people would say it's not a valuable learning activity. It's not a place where people can learn new job-related skills or maybe get a good industry feel for what's happening outside the university environment. And that's just simply not the case. And all evidence points otherwise. There are so many new jobs. The industry is absolutely booming. People are looking for students that are graduating with experience in things like streaming and technologies, marketing, the whole business side, sponsorships. There's the whole graphics and coding component that involved in esports and other video game type of activities that are really important in just terms of jobs and industry.
And on their way to those careers, students who attend schools with varsity esports programs can compete for their university. But in order to be eligible, students have to meet the same high academic standards as other student athletes.
You have to maintain a certain GPA. You shouldn't be playing constantly. You should have like a certain time frame and like practice for like 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day. You shouldn't be just like overwhelming yourself.
Care about your grades first and foremost. As Dr. Haskell said, he cares about our grades first because we came to college to get an education, to get a degree, and then we also get to do what we love and play esports.
Athletics and other university-sanctioned activities bind students together with purpose, a chance to be part of something bigger than yourself, where we learn to work hard, play a role, lose with dignity, win with honor, all for our school. This is why we play. Esports. We love to play. Since the 1980s, video games and competitive gameplay have been part of our Western culture. The video arcade, the Atari, Nintendo, PlayStation, even PC gaming are all part of this rich cultural lineage of play. We play ourselves, we watch, we even compete. What makes an esport? Well, any individual or team game that can be played on a level playing field in competition, whether that's live or online.
Still alive. Charm's going to land onto him. Is he going to be able to walk away? Faker is still running. Damaging him. And another turn. And Expansion goes down.
While there are half a dozen top-tier esports, more than 100 different titles are being played competitively around the world. Esports break all boundaries. They're played by men and women across cultures and can be played on consoles, PCs, and even mobile devices. Esports are truly a world sport. Over the last decade, we've seen interest, broadcasting, and live events eclipse those of their traditional sport counterparts. Esports are a massive draw. We love to watch them live, and we love to watch them stream. For people under 30, video games are the most popular media industry in the world, more popular than television, music, or movies. But competitive video game play is not just something we do, it's something we watch. In 2016, more people watched the League of Legends Championships than the World Series, the NBA Championships, or the Stanley Cup playoffs. That makes the top 3 sporting events in the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and a video game competition. Esports are the sport of the rising generation. Talented players, broadcasters, and managers are filling every level from professional, now to collegiate, high school, and even Pee-wee. To many, esports is the biggest world they've never heard of. But to millennials, it's the future of competition, of broadcasting, and of sport. But not the distant future, the future of today. This is esports.
Hello and welcome back to the Boise State Esports broadcast showing the Mountain West Spring Classic for Rocket League today. We've seen a lot of great games that has led up to the Redemption Bracket final here, and that's going to be playing Utah State up against Nevada. We saw Nevada get beaten out by Boise State earlier. Whoever wins this match is going to play Boise State in the next final, the grand final.
The finals of grand finals. I love it. Yeah, we're going to take a quick look at the bracket to see how each team was able to get into this get into where they're at today for the bracket. This is the Mountain West Spring Classics. So let's take a quick look at the Utah State. That's what I want to go first. You see them in the Group D. They were able to beat out the UNLV 3-2. Amazing plays, amazing game. I was able to watch that series. And then we do go into Group G. We see them, they get beat out by Boise State 4-2. An amazing game on that one that puts them in the elimination bracket where they faced off against University of New Mexico, a quick 3-0. And then they jumped into Group P. As you guys can see, Utah State versus Colorado State doing that 4-1, and that gets them into the finals of the elimination bracket. And let's take a quick look at University of Nevada, Reno, Nevada. They started out up at the top in Group C against University of Mexico with a quick 3-0. They went against Colorado State, so it was a rematch for them, or it's going to be a rematch for them right now, 4-3 against Colorado State. So, and then they got beat out there, of course, by Boise State. So both these teams, if they get the win, they're going to have a rematch against Boise State, and right now it's a rematch with themselves right now. So that's the Nevada versus Utah State. I'm excited to see because all these are rematches, right? By this point, whoever wins this round is going to be a rematch against Boise State. This is a rematch against each other. So it's really called the redemption bracket for a reason. It's the redemption to bring back to try to get that win over your opponent.
And Colorado State was the last team that hadn't faced Boise State, and with Utah State eliminating them from the bracket, that meant
right. The game just happened, and I almost forgot the score. It's been a long day of an hour.
Yeah. I mean, it has, but it looks like we are already jumping into this Utah State versus Nevada game. Hypnos going to be jumping in and moving things around. We'll take a second to jump through the characters in this this match. We can see that we've got Pulch, Blank, and Velocity on the Utah State side. And somebody always scores while I'm saying everybody's names, but Hypnos, Thrills, and Horsey.
Or Horsey or Revenge?
It's Revenge, you're right. Revenge on the Nevada side of the field.
Perfect. What has to happen basically is Utah State needs to be as forward pushing against Nevada as possible.
Speaking of forward pushing.
Well, speaking of forward pushing, Nevada forward pushes. I mean, it's Utah State just needs to keep the ball on Nevada's side at all times to get more shots on goal. That's how they're going to be able to beat out Nevada. Nevada is a strong team, and so is Utah State. Both of these teams are actually extremely strong.
You have to be to get this far into the tournament. Blank with a nice reverse turnaround. Velocity picking that up off the air and going to get a demo on Revenge, but Revenge still managed to stop the momentum of the ball there. Now it looks like Thrill's going to be centering. Ooh, but a nice turn away by the Utah State team. And Blank going to just center the ball. Velocity goes for the turn, but turned away by one of the Nevada players.
Thrill's coming through, trying to get a shot on goal there. Nevada just really wants to stay up in the series. I mean, that's basically just keep the pressure on your opponent. Utah State wants to keep the ball in Nevada's side at all possibles. Nevada coming in with a great shot on goal. Nevada's being the one that's being the aggressors of this game.
That's right. Pulch looks like he's going to take a shot on that, but going to hit the top left part of the goal. But now we're back in it. Hypnos shot on the Utah State goal. Blank turns that away, and now Thrill is going to turn that. There's no defenders. Can Hypnos? He misses the ball. He can't get the. He just barely didn't have the turning radius to turn that ball into the goal. I don't think there was any defenders left that could have stopped that.
That was an open goal, and unfortunately he just did not get that turn off that he wanted to and was not able to take the shot, and the Utah was able to come and defend. Ball's back on Nevada's side. They're going to try to clear it out, and Utah just being a really solid defense team. I mean, that's kind of what's keeping them, preventing Nevada from scoring, is Utah's actually being really good defenders this round.
Utah State takes a shot on goal from Pulch, but it looks like Thrills is going to be there to turn it away. And man, all sorts of collisions there, but there's enough defenders from the Nevada side to actually stop that. Hypnos loses that 1v1 to the Polch, and now Revenge is going to take a shot, but gets turned away by the Utah State team. And Thrills, shot on goal. Polch there to defend, manages to turn it away. But now Hypnos, can he make the shot? There's two defenders there, both there to turn that away. Thrills going to center the ball once more, but Velocity finally clears that out for the Utah State side, and now going to go aggressive. And that both cars hit that and lost all momentum there. It was kind of a unique situation there. Thrills off the backboard. No one's there to follow up, and Utah State once again can clear the ball and go on the defensive. Hypnos, however, also there to clear the ball, and once again just clears back and forth at this point.
Yeah, we got almost 4 minutes down in the game number 1 of this best-of-7 series. No scores yet for either side, but amazing shots so far. And both teams are playing absolutely perfectly in this final round of the redemption bracket. Whoever wins this will face off against Boise State. Unfortunately, whoever loses will be done for the bracket. Great shot on goal there for Nevada, and good defense there for Utah State.
And now Revenge is going to try and follow that up. Gets a nice touch to the center, but turned away by the Utah State team. Thrills, can he turn it back to the center? Blank, no, has taken control, but loses the dribble to Hypnos. And now Velocity is going to try and reset the ball. Blank manages to set it straight towards that goal, but Thrills is there to turn it away and cannot get the touch to finish it towards that Utah State side. And now Velocity is there trying to make a shot on goal. 50-50, ball goes flying. Nobody has control at this point, and there goes Polch trying to turn the ball. And two demo, did they demo each other?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a unique situation. I don't often see that, where two players manage to demo each other at the same time. Hypnos, shot on goal. Hypnos, score. Nevada managing to make a quick turnaround from that double demo.
Yeah, and both of, unfortunately for Utah State, two of their players were on the offensive side of Nevada, and Nevada was able to get that quick shot on goal. 24 seconds left in the game number 1. It's still possible for Utah State to come back and get a goal, but just slightly unlikely. And with how Nevada is playing right now, almost shot on goal there for Utah State. Demo going off. Utah getting that defense there, but 15 seconds left. Nevada just trying to keep the ball away from their goal.
And Blank's going to turn that away, but that's the defense is not what Utah State needs at this point. They're trying to turn it away. Revenge trying to put it right in front of the goal. Can they make another goal at the end of this? No, it's going to hit the ground. And that is going to be the first game in favor of the oh my goodness. That's going to be the first game in favor of Nevada.
Nevada, yeah.
I was like, who won that game?
Yeah, I was
Nevada,
just thinking, it was
1-0.
the orange team. Boise State wasn't playing. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, that took me a second. Yeah, so Nevada being really good with what won them that game was definitely how defensive they were being able to stop every goal that Utah tried, or Utah State tried to score onto Nevada. But this is an amazing series. I mean, both these teams eliminated each other at one point in life, and they're going to play against Boise, who's eliminated them. So it's like it's redemption for a reason. So all this is just trying to get into that grand finals for the Mountain West Spring Classic Rocket League tournament. And already out of the gates, Nevada 2 shots on goal against Utah, but Nevada is leading 1-0 in this best-of-7 series.
That's right, and that last game isn't an indication that it's going to be a sweep in one direction, because it was so back and forth and very defensive. That's the only thing that you could really take away from it, is that both teams have very strong defenses. And now Blank going to try and turn that around, moving towards the offense, but Hypnos winning a 50-50. Polch with an aerial is going to just touch it to prevent Revenge from making a good hit on the ball, but not going to be able to turn the ball back towards the goal. Velocity loses the ball to Thrills, but Polch is there to defend. Now Hypnos shot. Blank is there for the block. Now Blank aerial trying to bring it back towards the Nevada goal. And now Velocity aerial shot off the backboard. Is there someone to follow? There is not. Hypnos manages to turn that away. Polch going to grab another clear. And now Velocity trying to get back to his goal to defend. Now in the air. Can he get the angle? It looks like it's a bit wide. And now Hypnos going to take a touch, trying to turn it back towards the Nevada goal. Now Hypnos got a bit of a aerial, beats one, but Polch is there to finish the defense there. And this ball is all over the place, bouncing and moving everywhere.
Yeah, it's almost impossible to call this kind of game, because both these players are just taking great shots off goal and just clearing it away from their own goal. We'll see who's going to get that first goal here. It's about a minute and a half into game number 2. Nevada is leading the series 1-0, a best of 7. Revenge has the ball, trying to carry it across the field. 3 defenders there for Utah. Is able to clear it out. Utah State was able to clear it out.
That is right. And now Utah State has a couple players on the Nevada side, but the ball is going to get turned away by Thrills, beating 2 members there. That ball guy is so close, though. Blank going to get a bit of a turn away, and Revenge managing to clear it straight towards the Utah State side of the field. Thrills going off the wall, but there is too many Utah State members to follow that up. Now Revenge getting a bit of a win on that 1v1, but Hypnos cannot finish it, and we are almost halfway through this game and still no goals. This is going to be, I think, a theme of this series, where it's just going to be a lot of shots on goal and a lot of great defense.
Yeah, and what you're mentioning with the shots on goal, it's all the defense. Like, that's what's winning this game. I mean, both players have been doing some good offensive moves, but it's the defense that's been saving the game, because both these guys have done amazing shots, but they've just been, other opponents has a better defense. So it's basically who's ever going to get that first goal could almost secure the game, just because of how many shots on goal there is without any goals. 2 minutes left into game number 2, and it's still anyone's ball game at this point.
That's right. And speaking of which, Utah State takes a goal off of Nevada, and that means that if they can retain this intense defensive play style, they'll be able to bring up a game. So now it's on Nevada to even up this score.
Right, and Nevada is leading the series, so Utah's got to be feeling pretty good about getting that 1 point ahead of Nevada in game number 2. But instantly off the face-off there, we do see the shot on goal there from Nevada, and another shot on goal. I mean, just both these players have just been super on the offense this entire series.
And now Hypnos going to clear that back towards the Utah State goal, and he's going to not only hit it there, but finish the clear that he had. Oh man, let's take a look at this. Boop up into the air, and then right as it comes down, gets a touch on it to get it past.
What a great lob to himself. I mean, like, it's almost hard to describe it. He just kind of lobbed it and then waited for the rebound and then pounced on it himself.
That's right. Now it's 1-1 once more, and 1-1 once more, and now it's going to be Polch trying to make a difference in the score. The Utah State team just came so very close to getting a score. Now Blank going to try and move it back towards that goal, but hooped away by Revenge. And now Hypnos and Thrills, they cannot make that pass connect, and Polch is going to clear. However, Revenge gets a touch on it. Velocity expects the touch and manages to capitalize, and right at the corner, Blank had a perfectly angled shot. The defense was just too strong from the Nevada team. Now Hypnos trying to make a shot, but turned away by Velocity. Can't get it past him there. And now Polch going to be clear, and Hypnos is there to defend. Boop, got it away.
Love the sound effect.
Yep, Polch was there to get it back in control, though. And now this ball has been all over the place the entirety of this match, but 1-1, somebody has to make a score before this game can be won by either of these teams.
Unless we get into overtime, which would be really fantastic to see overtime with this. A great shot on goal there from Utah State. Nevada with a great defense. And both these teams are just trying to be as putting the pressure on each other as possible. As many shots on goal as possible as well. I mean, that's what's going to do it. But both these players' defensive has been amazing. Great shot there from Utah State. And with 18 seconds left, secures that second point.
And with such a defensive game that it's been, it's going to be hard for Nevada to come back. But that was such a beautiful goal right there.
Insane. I'm going to predict it right now. I think it's going to go to Game 7.
It seems like it with this back and forth that we've seen.
Oh, what a great steal there off the face-off there for Utah State. Nevada has 10 seconds to try to even this up to send it into overtime. Are they going to be able to do it?
Well, it looks like Utah State wants to prevent them from even getting close.
All right, they're trying to get that last second score. 2 seconds left. A shot on goal. Is he going to be able to get it? Oh, he gets it!
They get it with 0 seconds left! Let's take a peek at this. Nevada not going down quietly. Oh my goodness.
Dude.
Just about to hit the ground. For those of you watching at home who don't understand what happened, the timer will not go to 0 until the ball hits the ground. And because they managed... Oh,
jeez. Oh, my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Now we're in overtime, golden goal, and it was nearly over immediately before I could explain anything. Right. Timer ends when the ball hits the ground. That's the important
Too
part.
long didn't read.
Yeah.
So Nevada is just being as defensively as possible. Utah is getting as many shots on goal as we saw off the face-off. They got a great shot on goal, almost got it in. A long shot across, a great defense there from Nevada, and Utah State just being as aggressive as possible, trying to get the victory for game number 2. But holy smokes, that play from Nevada to secure or to get into overtime was absolutely insane. It's got to be the highlight of the series so far.
That is right, and it looks like there's going to be a demo onto Polch, and now Thrills is going to be trying to clear, but Velocity is there and going to try and center now that he has control of the ball. Blank going to try and finish it, but not going to get the right angle on it. Now Blank going for another shot, but it looks as though, no, there's a shot on goal. Revenge barely managing to get that away. Hypnos for a shot on goal, hits the corner, and Nevada with a very clutch goal to take them to overtime, and then finishing it out to go up 2-0 in the series.
Nevada just completely pulled that out of nowhere with getting that last second shot. Technically, I'm curious if there's ever a timer of how long the ball stays in the air once the timer technically went to 0, because it looks like we got like an extra 2 seconds with that ball staying in the air that Nevada was able to score, and then and obviously in the overtime.
Yeah, and you can get a lot of juggling with that overtime. If you're a good team, you can really find a way to pop the ball up back and forth. But it looks as though Nevada, they did not want to give that up, and now they're up 2-0. And I think we're going to go to some replays of that. I
just want to see that last second shot in the regulation time there from Nevada. That was just absolutely insane. It reminds me of that one. I don't know if you remember. It was about 3.5 months ago. That was the one where we took the shot and it looks like it went through the wall. Do you remember that?
No.
Okay, I just remember it just being one of those like where we're just like, how'd that go in kind of shot. It was absolutely, it was insane. So I don't know if we're going to get the replays or not. We're just going to jump into game number 3. Either way, Game Pants Arenas replay. Love that. Replay is provided to you by Game Pants Arenas. Thank you so much, guys, for that support. Thrills coming in with that overtime or that shot, securing the overtime there for Nevada. Absolutely insane plays, man. I love it.
Here's that final goal to finish out the series. Hypnos with a great aerial. Look at that, right towards the back corner. And there was a defender there, but just not with the right angle to defend it properly. And so now it looks like the teams are just prepping for the third game in the series.
Third game, yes.
Third game. They're up Nevada is up 2-0, and here we are jumping into that 2-0 on Nevada's side. Utah State will look so close to getting a foothold in this game, but Nevada just ripped it away from them. We'll see if they can finally grab a foothold.
Yeah, and Nevada really wants that momentum going forward, trying to stay on the aggressive. Good shot there on top of Utah State, but good defense as well coming out of Utah State. Another shot on goal from Nevada. But just, man, these guys are playing. They want to win. Another shot coming in from Nevada. 3 shots in a row on goal, and Utah is not able to keep up with the defense. Good job there from Nevada. Nevada is looking pretty solid going into game number 3.
That's right. There's been that was just a cycle of player after player after player just going for the rebound again and again and again, and it finally went in. Nevada up 1-0, and it looks like Revenge is going to try and continue that trend. Shot towards the goal, but bumped away by Blank. And now just a little bit of back and forth. Polch trying to even up this score, moving it towards the center, and not going to get that second touch, and Hypnos will clear the ball a little bit. Thrills moving it out of the way. Hypnos wants to get a touch but cannot. Polch has taken control of the ball, but Revenge, just missing that aerial there, and Velocity cannot make it happen there.
Good shots there from Utah State. Nevada with an excellent defense. They're trying to get more shots on goal for Utah State. Great back and forth for game number 3. Utah is playing super insane right now. They are trying to get those goals and trying to get the pressure back onto Nevada. And we'll see what happens. We've got 3.5 minutes left of the gameplay. So much time left. But Nevada looks like they want to secure game number 3.
And Thrills going to bump that. Hypnos gets a nice turn with that too.
Oh, my goodness.
And off of the defensive bump, Hypnos manages to finish that goal. Check this out. Thrills off the wall, Hypnos bumping it towards there, and Velocity tries to hit it away and actually just gets it straight into Hypnos' line of sight.
That was an insane play there from Nevada.
No.
Absolutely insane. Utah, man, has got to be feeling the pressure. Great. Well, they won the ball off of the face-off there, but not able to follow through with it. Nevada was able to secure the ball, and Utah State, they need to do something, man. They don't want to go into game number 4 with a match point in favor of Nevada. Utah State really needs to start putting on the aggression here and get some good shots on goal. What an amazing shot from Nevada. Utah State defending it, but the follow-up from Nevada is just absolutely insane.
And yeah, Nevada trying to make another play. Very slow dribbles, thinking that there might be an outplay, but Utah State manages to take it away. Speaking of taking away, Thrills puts it right in front of the net. And now Revenge, shot on goal. No, off the crossbar, but Hypnos is there for the rebound, and Nevada wants this.
Nevada is playing absolutely, like they're playing perfectly. They're playing exactly how you want to play it. That shot on goal, gets the rebound, Hypnos throws it in. These guys are, they're playing to win, man. Like this, hopefully Boise State's taking some notes. Where are our guys at? Okay. Make sure they're taking some notes because we might have a Nevada versus Boise State grand finals.
That's right. This is, of course, the redemption bracket. We have one more game after this. The winner here will play Boise State, and Revenge wants to play Boise State. Look at that lob, but cannot finish. Thrills going off the wall. No one needs to follow up. Blank is going to try and move that towards the Nevada goal. Can they make anything happen here? 3-0 is not insurmountable, but Utah State needs to start making stuff happen as fast as possible.
Yeah, like you were mentioning, 3-0 with 2 minutes left. It is possible for Utah State to come back. They just got to start getting more shots on goal and got to keep the ball away from their goal. I mean, Nevada's just keeping this ball in the infield of Utah State this entire time. And Nevada, it looks like it's going to boop that ball almost very easily, just boop that ball right in. But Utah State was able to defend against it. And Nevada, man, just putting the pressure on Utah State.
Yeah, and 2 Nevada players went after that aerial there, wasting a lot of boost. And it looks like Utah State trying to make a statement, but booped out of there. Velocity, shot on goal, but cannot get the right angle. It looks like Hypnos is going to... Oh, Velocity steals it from Hypnos. Blank tries to follow up. Polch now moving it towards the goal. And Revenge is going to turn away, but Polch is there, misses it, but Velocity's there to follow up. Velocity keeping it in this side of the field. The Utah State team has turned something on here and are putting the pressure on Nevada. Is it too little, too late? Velocity trying to go after this. Gets it above Revenge, but that's going to be too high for a shot on goal, and there's no one to follow up. Blank now trying to make something happen to Revenge, booping it out of the center field. Polch, shot on goal. Oh, Blank really blocked that himself, but instead one of the Nevada players did. Now Velocity, shot on goal. There's the defense from Thrills, and now Polch going in once more. And my goodness, the Utah State team is taking shot after shot, and Nevada is barely keeping up with this tempo.
Yeah, the Utah has turned it up a notch, and this is what they should have done at minute 3, minute 4. Not a minute left in the game, taking 9 shots on goal in under a minute. If they were doing that sooner in the game, they might have a goal by now. But Nevada's defense has been so insane. We do see more follow-up coming out of Utah State, but Nevada's defense is just absolutely insane. Not to mention their aggression is insane as well, getting 3 shots under, or 3 goals under 3. Oh my goodness!
Thrills,
what a shot! These guys' shots are incredible, man. I can't keep up with it. That looked like it wasn't going in. Was able to get rebounded off Utah State, and look at that follow-up, barely, boop.
They managed, that follow-up was really important because
I picked up the boop from you.
I picked it up from Samba. Boop. Oh man, but now Utah State is going to have to just find some mental comfort in these last 20 seconds because it seems like they don't have a chance of winning this game at least, and they're going to have to play a perfect series from here on out. Speaking of perfect, Thrills jumping towards that goal. Not going to make it happen. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Polch, shot on goal, turned away by Hypnos. Hypnos going to... They're not going to spike the ball to the ground, so the ball will stay in the air. Can the Utah State team make a miracle happen?
Oh, look at that. Come on. Give them a point.
It wasn't 50% of the way through.
Yeah, so Nevada takes game number 3.
3-0 Nevada. They are very dominant in this. And now Utah State, it looked like they really turned something on in that second, well, even past the second half. In the last minute of that game, Utah State, they turned on the burners and started to make stuff happen. But it was too little too late for that game. will it be enough for the rest of this series?
Right. They need to do exactly what you were mentioning. Utah State needs to come back and do that again at the start of game number 4. Unfortunately, the pressure's on Utah State right now. Nevada is up 3-0, a best-of-7 series. This is the Redemption Bracket Finals. Unfortunately, whoever loses this is unfortunately out for the tournament for the Mountain West Spring Classic Rocket League Tournament. Whoever wins faces off against Boise State for the grand finals. All the eggs are in the basket of this. I'm super excited to see what we're going to be. It looks like we're jumping into game number 4 right away. No replays, no big deal. Game number 4 is on its way, and Utah with a great shot on goal already. And we've already seen a different game starting already for Utah State.
Yep, they've got to start a new series, and it looks like that's what they are after. Blank just barely missing that shot, but the tempo is there for Utah State. Hypnos, though, has an open goal because of all that aggression from the Utah State team. However, turned away by Utah State, and now Velocity is going to try and bump it towards the center. Thrills gets a bit of a clear. All the cars are after this one. Blank going to be able to turn that away. Now Hypnos, shot on goal. Velocity turns it away, and now Polch going to try and dribble this up the field, but Revenge steals that away. Blank is okay with that. Oh, but that's straight towards the center. Blank managing to get a little bit of a win in that 50-50. Velocity is going to pick that ball up. Blank centers. Ooh, and turned away by Thrills. Polch was there to finish if that hadn't happened. And now Hypnos going to win that aerial right there. But Velocity, that is right towards the goal. Thrills turning it away. The tempo here is incredible.
Yeah, and Nevada is playing so defensively, and Utah has turned it up a notch, like you were mentioning. This is the game that Utah needs to play at. This is the pace that they need to play at, because I don't think Nevada can keep up if Utah can't keep up, if that makes any kind of sense of me contradicting myself. But all the pressure is on Utah State right now because Nevada is up 3-0, a best-of-7 series, and this is for the tournament life of Utah State. So Utah State needs to keep up with this pressure. They need to get more shots on goal and keep Nevada at its home field.
And Velocity is going to turn that ball back towards the Nevada goal, but Hypnos is there to turn things around. Pull, shot on goal, can Thrill stop? He does get the save there, but now Velocity is trying to win this against Thrills. Thrills manages to get it around Velocity, but Polch is back for the defense. And that's going to just go a little bit high. Hypnos trying to finish, but Blank with this save. Gonna give that man a halo because he managed to get that just barely in the save. But now Revenge going to try and turn things back towards the Utah State team. Nevada's starting to catch up to Utah State's tempo, and Utah State, they have not gotten the goals that they wanted from the tempo. Thrills, shot on goal. Blank there for the save. This is just back and forth.
Yeah, and Nevada's plays have been absolutely insane with this, and this Utah has stepped it up a grade, and Nevada needs to, activate those afterburners or activate the boost or whatever they need to do to keep up with Utah State, because at this pace, Utah State has to score soon, and Nevada. Even though it's game 4 for Nevada if they win, Utah is fighting for their lives. Great shot on goal from the halfway point of the map. 2 minutes left into game number 4. And Utah is just being super on the offensive this game.
And now it looks like Blank shot on goal, but Thrills is there to defend. Actually just perfectly traps that ball and takes full control of it. Polch goes for the 50-50, and the ball goes a little bit wild here. Now Velocity off the wall. Is there someone to follow up? Looks like Thrills is there to follow up and clear the ball. Now Polch has to do the same for the Utah State side. And it looks like Blank managed to finally take control of that ball. Hypnos going to try and keep this away from his own goal. And Thrills managing to get a bit of a save there. Demo on Revenge. Polch goes through it for the aerial. And now it's on Nevada's side. Nevada has a shot on goal. Cannot make it happen. There is too many defenders there. Polch with the air dribble, but gets it stolen by Thrills. And now Hypnos off the wall. Is there someone to follow up? Revenge is there, but it's a bad angle. Polch gets a lob towards the goal. Hypnos is there to stop it, and it looks like the ball will finally head back towards Utah State's goal. And Velocity barely with the stop there. Another shot, but Blank has gotten enough time to turn around, and Utah State is just barely staying in this. Thrills going to steal that ball from Blank, and now Velocity trying to clear it out. Hypnos centers it, but no one's there to follow up. Can he center it once more? There's so many Nevada players on this side of the field. And now Revenge missing that touch there. Can Polch win this? It kind of goes 50-50.
I knew what you meant. It's going 50-50 there for Nevada and Utah State. Utah State's been more defensive this round. Nevada has been the one putting on the pressure. But we need more shots on goal. Utah really wants to secure at least one goal within 20 seconds left. And Mike Prince, open goal. He's going to be able to follow through. No, he's not going to be able to do it. Nevada almost securing their tournament place here for the Mountain West Spring Classic. 10 seconds left. We might go into overtime here, which we did see that Nevada won last time. Look at his lob, though.
Ooh, and Polch shot on goal. Does it get the corner? Barely turned away.
Goodness.
And now Blank, 1 second on the clock. Will it hit the ground? It will. We are in overtime. Next point wins. If Nevada gets this, they have secured their place in the finals.
The finals against Boise State, and so it's all the pressure's on Utah right now. I mean, Utah State has to get this goal. What a lob over to Nevada, or over to Utah State side. Nevada getting more shots on goal within the first 10 seconds, 15 seconds of this overtime. Whoever gets the shot wins the overtime. That's what we love about overtime. Utah State down 3 games, so Nevada really wants to get the goal and secure that grand final spot against Boise State.
That's right, and the ball is just high up in the air. Hypnos goes for the aerial, misses it, and now it's on Polch. Shot on goal. Hypnos is there for defense, and Blank was not fast enough to stop that. And it looks like Hypnos going to take a lob towards that goal. Is there anyone there to defend? No, but there was a bump against Hypnos to stop him from getting the best angle, and that shot goes wide. Now Thrills has a shot. Aerial, there's so many Utah State defenders there, though. And now can they get the shot on goal? They cannot there, too. And now it looks as though the ball has finally reset towards the Nevada side of the field. And now Polch comes in with the finish on that lob there.
Great follow-up there from Blank. Gets the rebound off that, and then we go see Polch coming right in. And secures that victory for Utah State. So it's going to be 3-1, winning overtime. Still in favor of Nevada, but Utah is still in it. It's not a sweep. So Utah has 3 games in a row to have to come back and win this.
Utah State has to pull off an entire reverse sweep if they're going to win this. It's going to be very difficult, but you saw that Utah State has had it in them this entire series. It has not been a one-sided series. Utah State has been holding their own against this Nevada team. It's just that Nevada has just always pulled out just 1 goal against them.
Yeah, we've seen reverse sweeps before. You know, if you want to mention the Team Liquid TSM, spoiler alert, amazing reverses. So it has happened. It is possible. If there's a team to do it, Utah State's the team to do it.
That's right. So we'll be jumping into the next game pretty soon. I think we might have some replays that we can look at while we're waiting for the players to load in. I'm sure that they want to take a couple seconds to reset their comms, kind of. After that overtime, my goodness.
Yeah, especially the game before that was overtime with Nevada getting that goal at the last minute to get to it. We've got the awesome Game Pan Stage player cam. Our players are ferociously practicing, waiting for the results of this game. Hi, guys.
They are too focused. But we cracked a smile from Cosmobuster. He's always smiling, so probably wasn't us.
We see him playing Apex.
Oh, man. Yeah. So looks like we're going to jump
look at that car.
Into the
game
what
number
could
5?
be the last game. This is game number 5.
Yeah. Math.
Oh, and it looks like already shots onto the Utah State side. Nevada can't get the rebound. Revenge putting it above the goal once more. Hypnos.
Oh my goodness.
Turned away by Polch. That was such a save there. And it looks like now the Utah State team wants to turn their own aggression onto this ball and move it towards that Nevada goal. But Nevada has a very strong defense there. Polch going to spike it a little bit, but that is going to get turned away by Thrills. Hypnos now in control of the ball. Going to out-dribble someone. Out-dribbles 2 and gets the goal. Utah State, or not Utah State, Nevada up 1-0 in this game. And now Utah State has got to be playing a little bit scared.
Yeah, I mean, with 4 minutes left, 4 minutes is a lot of time to score more goals. But Utah State, the pressure's on Utah State. Utah State has to win this to stay in it. If Nevada wins, they secure their spot to the grand finals to play against Boise State, which would love a rematch against us, and we would love a rematch against them.
That was an own goal there.
Ooh, and the plot thickens.
Oh, man. Look at that. Velocity gets a shot on the goal, bounces off, and somebody was trying to save it and accidentally gave themselves an own goal. Maybe they knew that there was a rebound coming, and that was the only option they had was to try and bump it away. at a bad angle. But Velocity nonetheless going to be accredited with that score. 1-1. Utah State has evened it up. And this is a big shift from what we've seen before. Speaking of big shifts, shot on goal not going to connect with the net.
Yeah, 4 minutes left into this game number 5. Nevada, unfortunately, with that misplay, giving that goal to Utah State. And Utah State's got to be feeling that momentum now. They feel a little bit of the pressure's off. They just need to get one more goal, possibly 2 more goals, to try to stay into this tournament. Their tournament life is on the line. Look at that, a clean shot on the goal. Nevada with that great defense there. But Utah State not letting it pass into their side of the field. Nevada coming through as well, trying to keep all the pressure on top of Utah State.
And now Blank's going to turn this back towards the Nevada side of the field. An excellent center, but there's so many Nevada players to return that ball to the Utah State side of the field. And it looks like Polch is going to get a little bit of a boot, but not a demo. Hypnos going to try and take a shot on goal. There was no defenders there, but he did not have the angle. This time Thrills does, but this time Polch is there to stop it. Now Revenge has the ball, and Polch goes for the aerial, blocked by Hypnos. Blank going to try and air pass to Velocity, and Velocity's touch is going to allow one of the Nevada players to hit that ball back. And Hypnos shot on the corner of the goal. That's not going to go in. And now Blank has taken control, but gets beaten out by Revenge. Polch is still there to stop any kind of aggression if he can defend. Thrill's not going to be able to catch that. I don't think he had the boost for it because he was in a great position. Polch, just a chip shot onto the goal, and Blank was unable to finish that. Now Revenge with the air dribble. Look at that player's skill. Polch, though, there to stop. And Blank going to stop another shot. Thrills shot on goal. Blank will stop it once more. Revenge has another shot, but there's 2 members from Utah State this time around to finally, perhaps finally center the ball. Not center the ball, but clear the ball. And this is just back and forth, rapid fire from Nevada.
Yeah, and Nevada's been super aggressive this entire time. Utah State's defense, though, has been on point. They've been stopping every single shot that Nevada has taken so far. Got a minute 50 left into the game, and it's just been absolutely insane how many shots Nevada has taken on Utah State's side versus the opposite of Utah State shooting on top of Nevada. So we'll see in the next minute 30 who's going to get that goal to get this potentially to win the game or send it back into overtime. We have seen that it's currently 1-1 in terms of overtime victories. Nevada getting the first one, Utah getting the second one, or excuse me, Utah State getting the second one. So we'll see good follow-up there from Utah State. But Nevada needs to get some shots on goal, and Utah really needs to make sure they secure this victory.
A clean center, but Polch manages to stop that shot from Hypnos. Velocity is going to take a bit of an air dribble, managing to move it away from Hypnos, but Hypnos does finally get that clear. Polch gets a nice lob, but there's plenty of Nevada players to turn that back. Blank gets a bit of a lob once more. Hypnos is there to turn it away. And Velocity wins that 1v1 with, I believe it was Thrills. And now, my goodness, just back and forth. Polch, nope, Velocity is going to be the one to stop that one. Better touch for Velocity than for Polch there.
Oh, it's good position there for Nevada. Oh my goodness, almost in the top right corner. They're going to follow up again. Oh, good defense there from Utah State. 30 seconds left. I mean, if Nevada gets a score right there, they could pretty much secure the victory or might send it to overtime. It was such amazing plays from both players. The shots have been amazing, and the defense has been amazing for both players as well, or both teams, excuse me.
And it looks as though 15 seconds on the clock. We count it down with us. 10, 9. What will happen? Will anyone score here? It is on the Utah State side of the field. They're going to bump it away. Revenge is going to bounce it up in the air. They're going to juggle it. They want the score, but they're going to take it to overtime.
Another match point here for Nevada. If Utah State could get the victory in this one, it would be almost starting that reverse sweep. So Nevada just needs to get one goal. That's all it takes is one goal from Nevada right now to secure the victory, to send them into the grand. Oh my goodness, so close. One shot there from Nevada, man. Now 15 seconds in, and Nevada has more shots on goal. Another good shot, open net.
Oh my goodness. Polch did not have the boost for that. He barely got there. And now it's on Velocity, trying to move the ball off that side of the court. Nice pinch, but it's going to center it for the Nevada team. But Polch with a desperate save. Nevada are having so many great shots on goal here.
Yeah, Nevada's been definitely been the one that's putting on the pressure there. They want this victory, and Utah just wants to stay in the series so far. Nevada just needs to get one goal, and they'll send them to the finals. And Utah needs the one goal just to stay in the series. So all the pressure is on Utah State right now, and Nevada is just taking so many shots on goal, so many great saves from both teams. A minute into the overtime, good shot on Utah, great defense there, and they're not able to follow up. Utah State, oh my goodness, saving it with the barely.
And now Blank's shooting it towards the goal. Nice chip. And then the follow-up by Polch. Just off the corner. The velocity's there. And this is the start of the reverse sweep. It looks like Utah State just might be in it.
Oh my goodness.
After rapid fire shots from Nevada, all of them excellent shots straight towards the Utah State goal. Utah State manages to hold their defense strong just long enough to turn it around, get one chip shot, and then 2 rebounds to finish out that game. And now it is 2-3. Nevada is still up up 3 games to 2, and it is still match point from them. But Utah State has got, they are still in it.
Can you imagine being Utah State right now? Look at these awesome replays provided by Game Pants Arenas. We do see Hypnosis coming with this great shot on goal, dribbles the pass and gets the follow-up through. And unfortunately, Blank from Utah State was not able to secure that defense. Ooh, what? There we go.
Oh, man.
Oh, look at these plays.
Velocity with that last score there.
Oh,
that was the own goal there.
That was the own goal there, but I mean, that cost them. They lost by 1 point, so that cost them.
Yeah, if they hadn't done that there, that one mistake, Nevada could very well be in the finals with Boise State right now. But
what a shot, that overtime swing. So right now, Utah is technically ahead if you want to count it by overtime. Overtime victories have gone to Utah State 2 versus Nevada's 1.
That's only if it ends up in overtime.
I mean, that's a factor in some form. Like I said, follow hockey, so I use the stats of hockey very much. So that that is a factor when it comes to this. Nevada, I think Nevada just really wants this victory, man. They just want to make sure that there's no chance for Utah to come back and reverse sweep them. And then Utah is taking, look at it, just clearing out all the way across the field, and Utah's just being the aggressor this time.
And now Velocity is going to center that there, but it looks like there's so many defenders from Nevada. Blank going to actually catch that, but Polch also goes up. That's a little bit of a waste of boost. Can Thrills capitalize? No, because Velocity, who does have boost, will block that. Now Blank, who has refilled, will get a bit of a touch centered on the Nevada side of the field. Hypnos loses the 1v1 to Polch. Polch gets a score, and Utah State are already up 1-0. Nevada, they have got to find the switch, the gameplay that they had right at the beginning of this game, of this match, because they started off very strong.
Right, and Utah now being the first one with the goal of this game, might be able to feel a little bit less pressure if they could stay 1 point ahead in this game, because they just want to even out the series to go to the game number 7, the final game here. We've got 4 minutes left in the game. There's so much time, as we've seen in the past 4 games. There's just so much more time to do things.
Yeah, if you go to overtime, you get even more than 5 minutes to play with. This has got to. This is one of the longest series that we've had so far, because there's been so much overtime and so many games.
Yeah, it's game 6, and we've had 3 of those 6 games go into overtime.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Math.
And now it looks like the ball will be heading towards the Nevada side of the field, but Nevada has so much control over the ball. They're going to return it to the Utah State side. Shot on goal, off the post. Is there the follow-up?
Oh,
Thrills will finish that one up to tie it up 1-1, because these teams are so evenly matched.
Oh my goodness, it's so hard to call these because they've been such great plays both from Nevada and Utah State Thrills. They're saving it, going 1-1, 3 minutes left into game number 6. Nevada's got to be feeling pretty good about getting that goal in.
And Blank's going to win that face-off right there. Will be able to center it a little bit, but there is a lot of Nevada defense there. Velocity is actually going to center it once more. Is there a player from the Utah State side to finish? Looks like there's not. Just a lot of pressure, though, on the Nevada goal. And shot going to go very wide. And looks like Blank is going to manage to center that once again. Polch goes for the shot but can't finish. That's right in front of the goal. Velocity misses it, and now Polch, you can see, is jumping back for the defense. But that was a very scary moment for Nevada. That ball was just floating in front of their goal.
Yeah, and there's 3 defenders there for Nevada. Utah took a couple shots on goal. Excuse me, Utah State took a couple shots on goal from that. Almost got it in. Almost secured point number 2 for them, or goal number 2 for them. 2.5 minutes left. 1-1. Might go into overtime again. Oh my God, that was such hype if it goes into overtime again.
I mean, it seems like that's the place for Utah State to win. Yeah, they have.
Oh my goodness, as you say, Utah State velocity getting a goal in 2-1. 2.5 minutes left. Nevada, man, they might get might get reverse sweeped here.
Don't say it's a comeback, but oh my goodness, Utah State has really turned it on, and Nevada still not out of this game. Being down by 1 is not insurmountable. Even 2 is not insurmountable. They do have so much time to work. Oh, but a shot on goal from Polch. Nope, turned away by Hypnos, and now Hypnos is going to follow that up, clearing it straight over to the Utah State side of the field. He's going to get a win in the 1v1. It's going to go off the crossbar. Revenge, shot on goal. Polch is there to defend. So is Velocity too. And Blank is going to try and follow that up. Blank's going to try and take the dribble, but is going to get the ball stolen away by Velocity, no less. Revenge going to chip the ball towards the goal on the Utah State side, because Nevada just really wants this.
Right, and we do see Nevada just getting more shots on goal. They want to get the game, or the point number 2 to even out this series and possibly send it to overtime. It is 2-1 currently right now. Utah State needs to win this game to stay into the series. Right now it is match point for Nevada. As we mentioned before, both these players, or both these teams are just taking so many shots on goal, so much offense, and their defense have been remarkable as well.
That's right, and the ball is going to be centered in front of the Utah State goal, but Nevada will not be able to finish it this time around. They're going to center it once more, but no players around for that. Polch is going to grab the ball out of the air and move it back towards the Nevada side. Will Hypnos be able to beat Polch in this 1v1? No, Polch takes the ball away and puts it right there, but Thrills is there for the follow-up. Now Revenge moving it towards the Utah State goal. Can Revenge put it right in the area, right in the danger zone? Revenge not going to be able to shoot.
Hypnos is shooting it in.
Hypnos does.
Oh my goodness. What a great back and forth there from Nevada. Thrills passing it over to Hypnos. Revenge passes over to Hypnos to clear down the middle. And unfortunately, Utah, so it's 2-2. This might go into overtime.
I love our overtime.
No, I'm just like, it's just, I don't know who to vote for.
All right, well, tell us in Twitch chat, who do you want to win? In the meantime,
oh my goodness. Oh, what a mistake there by Utah State. Nevada putting the pressure on to Utah State. What a misplay.
It seems like Nevada has found what they were missing.
Yeah, just free shots.
And Nevada, this is a lot of pressure. There's only 49 seconds for Utah State to turn something around, and Nevada has a lot of momentum. Thrill's going to kind of win that one, or the face-off. But now Hypnos moving the ball towards that goal. Shot,
no way! Okay.
Barely saved by Polch. And now it looks as though the ball is going to be on the Nevada side. Will that shot connect? No, Polch had a great shot, but it was just knocked away by one of the Nevada players. Now Nevada has another shot on goal. They don't even need to shoot it.
Oh my God.
Velocity barely saving that. That was so close. Polch is going to clear that out though, and now Utah State has a chance at the goal. The pass, Velocity does not get the right kind of touch to move that towards the goal. 10 seconds on the clock. This is do or die for Utah State.
They have to get a goal right now in order to stay in the tournament. It looks like they have to keep the ball up in the air. It is going to get spiked down here from Nevada. Utah State trying to keep it in the game. Spike down from Nevada.
And that's going to be game, set, match, the series in favor of Nevada with a very nice turnaround at the end. They started that game down, and they managed to turn it around to win the series. They had certainly a very scary experience with Utah State taking 2 games in overtime off against them. It looked like the beginning of the reverse sweep. However, Nevada did manage to come out on top 4-2 in the best of 7 for the Nevada team against Utah State, and they will go on to face Boise State in the grand finals.
And I believe if we have the graphic available, I would like to throw up the bracket graphic real quick, because I want to see exactly where Nevada came from. again, just to see who they've played off against. Thank you guys very much. So, yeah, so we played them before. Nevada, we beat them 4-1.
That was just today.
You're right. Memories, math and memory. So we have defeated Nevada before 4-1 in a best-of-7 series, and so now this is the redemption match for Nevada to try to come back and beat Boise State University. We'll see if they can. Right now, Boise State has not lost a series, as you guys could check out the graphic. But we do want to throw out the credits to Utah State and, of course, the University of Utah for doing all the casts yesterday. Those guys, the casters, you have the list of.
Sleek and Stents.
Sleek and Stents did a fantastic job yesterday casting some of the games, and they actually kind of threw some shade at us, which was really fun. I actually really appreciate that. They kept us, when they were casting our games, said Boise instead of Boise State, because they kept saying Boise's not real state. Really appreciate that back and forth. Those guys are phenomenal dudes. But Utah State unfortunately falling 4-2 in favor of Nevada. Nevada versus Boise State University coming up next here, and I'm super excited.
That's right. We will be back in just a moment with more Rocket League, the grand finals of the Mountain West Spring Classic. So don't go anywhere. And while you're not going anywhere, type in !free sub into the Twitch chat to find out how you could get a free subscription to the Boise State Esports broadcast if you're enjoying this and want to support the Boise State Esports program. Your subscriptions fund scholarships. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitter at esportsbsu or go to our website, esports.boisestate.edu. We'll be right back with more Rocket League.
Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, Esports Arenas and Equipment, Omen by HP, and Archon Clothing. Esports. We love to play. Since the 1980s, video games and competitive gameplay have been part of our Western culture. The video arcade, the Atari, Nintendo, PlayStation, even PC gaming are all part of this rich cultural lineage of play. We play ourselves, we watch, we even compete. What makes an esport? Well, any individual or team game that can be played on a level playing field in competition, whether that's live or online.
Still alive, Charm's gonna land onto him. Is he gonna be able to walk away? Baker is still running, still damaging him. There's another turn, and Expression goes down.
While there are half a dozen top-tier esports, more than 100 different titles are being played competitively around the world. Esports break all boundaries. They're played by men and women across cultures and can be played on consoles, PCs, and even mobile devices. Esports are truly a world sport. Over the last decade, we've seen interest, broadcasting, and live events eclipse those of their traditional sport counterparts. Esports are a massive draw. We love to watch them live, and we love to watch them stream. For people under 30, video games are the most popular media industry in the world, more popular than television, music, or movies. But competitive video game play is not just something we do, it's something we watch. In 2016, more people watched the League of Legends Championships than the World Series, the NBA Championships, or the Stanley Cup playoffs. That makes the top 3 sporting events in the World Cup, the Super Bowl, and a video game competition. Esports are the sport of the rising generation. Talented players, broadcasters, and managers are filling every level from professional, now to collegiate, high school, and even Pee-wee. To many, esports is the biggest world they've never heard of. But to millennials, it's the future of competition, of broadcasting, and of sport. But not the distant future, the future of today. This is esports. Since 2016, universities have been adding varsity esports, competitive intercollegiate video game teams, with nearly 100 colleges and universities now with official programs. Esports is fast becoming the new college sport. But with any dramatic change comes criticism. How could institutions of higher learning promote something so trivial? But when you look a little closer, esports demonstrates, just like other sports, that it's a pathway to something more.
There's several misconceptions when it comes to esports and its place on the university campus. The first and foremost is that people would say it's not a valuable learning activity. It's not a place where people can learn new job-related skills or maybe get a good industry feel for what's happening outside the university environment. And that's just simply not the case. And all evidence points otherwise. There are so many new jobs. The industry is absolutely booming. People are looking for students that are graduating with experience in things like streaming and technologies, marketing, the whole business side, sponsorships. There's the whole graphics and coding component that involved in esports and other video game type of activities that are really important in just terms of jobs and industry.
And on their way to those careers, students who attend schools with varsity esports programs can compete for their university. But in order to be eligible, students have to meet the same high academic standards as other student athletes.
You have to maintain a certain GPA. You shouldn't be playing constantly. You should have like a certain time frame and like practice for like 2 hours a day or 4 hours a day. You shouldn't be just like overwhelming yourself.
Care about your grades first and foremost. As Dr. Haskell said, he cares about our grades first because we came to college to get an education, to get a degree, and then we also get to do what we love and play esports.
Athletics and other university-sanctioned activities bind students together with purpose, a chance to be part of something bigger than yourself, where we learn to work hard, play a role, lose with dignity, win with honor, all for our school. This is why we play. Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, esports arenas and equipment. Omen by HP. And Archon Clothing.
Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. I'm your host, Paul Meyer, here in the Boise State Esports Arena. You can see we got that Game Pants stage right behind me from World One Sports. And joining me at the desk, bringing you all the action today, is Draven. Draven, welcome to the desk.
Yeah, there we go. We're looking for that money shot there. Thank you so much, Paul, for having me. We're got amazing games throughout the past weekend of some Rocket League. We're going to take a look at the bracket here shortly. And we're now into the grand finals of the Mountain West Spring Classic. Boise State versus Nevada. Super excited for it. Thank you so much for that graphics. A lot of teams have participated in this. This was a double elimination tournament. We did see the redemption round. And Utah State fought their way all the way to the finals of the redemption round, but lost to Nevada, who has fought their way through as well. And they're going to come back. Nevada lost earlier today 4-1 to Boise State. They went to the redemption bracket. They fought their way back. Now they're in the finals, the grand finals of the Mountain West Spring Classic Championships to face off against Boise State. So this is the redemption. This is their chance to come back and beat Boise State. Currently, Boise State has not lost a series this entire tournament. And so hopefully we can keep that undefeated record and take down Nevada.
Yeah, it's going to be an action-packed grand final of Rocket League. So if you want to come down here to the Venture College, part of the College of Innovation and Design down here at 301 South Capitol Boulevard in downtown Boise, highly recommend it. You can check out the Game Pants stage. You can see the player cam.
We see our Dr. Haskell. Love it.
And all the players there lined up, and you can just see the laser focus between those flares, and you can see it's laser focus because they are already in for the players for each side. Coming in for the Nevada side, we have Hypnos, Revenge, and Hypnos, Revenge, and Thrills. Oh my goodness, I forgot the last one for a second. And on Boise State side, we have LC Coro, Cosmo Buster, and Ace Pocket, and they're in the Psionics stage. This is the big one, the grand final stage.
I love it. We need to figure out a way to design these stages. But either way, Nevada, the talking points for Nevada, they need to be the aggressors. They need to take the shots on goal, and they want to definitely. Oh my goodness, what a great shot! As I was mentioning, shot on goal already. 1-0 going ahead for Nevada, and the talking points for Boise State. They need to have a really good defense. Interesting little spin on that. Cosmo Buster looks like, unfortunately, he was the one that typed that one in.
It was going to go in either way. He was trying to get like just the perfect pop up to try and get that out of there. But Nevada up 1-0 at the very start.
Yeah, and Boise State always they always take them a minute or two to get their bearings with it. But once they do, man, they go all in. We saw them destroy a team earlier with like a 9-0 or something like that. So got high hopes for Boise State right now. They have in control of the ball right now, trying to get on the Nevada side. And I'm excited for these games. This is a best of 7 for the championships. Wow. You used to say the names. Let's talk about where the ball is.
That is okay. So we can see that Thrills is trying to send that ball, but Cosmo Buster managing to clear the ball. And will he manage to take the shot? Not going to get the right angle on it to send it towards the goal. And now Hypnos has a shot, but Ace Pocket managing to turn that away. Nevada team, of course, coming off of that very scary series at the end there.
Yeah, against Utah State, I mean, phenomenal plays, excellent replays. If you guys want to check that out, make sure you do. Everything will be available in our VODs, of course. Boise State really wants to keep the ball on the side of Nevada to get more shots on goal. Just passing the 3-minute mark or the 2.5-minute mark, however you want to look at it. Good save there from Boise State, and of course my wonderful sound effects to complement the plays. And we can only imagine how the players are feeling with that. And more aggression coming out here for Boise State, but Nevada really putting the pressure on Boise State in game number 1 of the best of 7.
Yeah, it turns out that we are gasping with the rest of you because this is such an exciting game. Thrills trying to put that towards the center, but LC Coro managing to move it back towards the Nevada side of the field, and now it's just bouncing all over the place. Ace Pocket puts it towards the center. Cosmo Buster with the spike, but there's Thrills in the net ready to defend. And now Ace Pocket has to turn the ball back towards that Nevada side of Boise State, wants to continue their aggression. And it looks like they have. LC Coro beats 1 but cannot beat 2, losing too much control of the ball there. But Ace Pocket is going to put it towards the center. Is there a shot? Oh, just barely under it. Now LC Coro with not very much boost managing to beat one, but with no boost, he cannot beat anybody else, I don't believe. And looks like Thrills trying to take it away, but also out of boost. Just a low boost game for both of the teams. Everybody's just spending too much boost.
Right, and we hear some cheers coming out from Dr. Haskell as he's able to cheer on his team. We get a good shot for there from Nevada.
Pocket.
Great defense from Boise State. Man, Nevada is taking so many shots on goal right now. They're keeping that ball in the infield there for against Boise State. As Boise State just needs to clear and start to getting more shots on goal, they need to start getting putting the pressure on Nevada. A minute 20 left in game number 1 of a best of 7. A minute is a long time to get some more goals in here for Boise State. So it's still anyone's game here at the moment, and we'll see what happens in the next minute or so.
Hypnos going for the shot on goal, but LC Coro has a nice takeaway there. And not a lot of Boise State players to defend here. That's a great, well, it wasn't too good of a center just because it had too much speed there. But they managed to take it away from the Boise State team for just a moment. That being said, Boise State has retaken control of the ball, has a nice lob shot into the goal, but there's not the players to finish, and there's plenty of defenders here. Look at that, 2 cars trying to stop that shot. LC Core is going to center it once more off the backboard to himself. Gets blocked out by Hypnos, but that doesn't mean that Cosmo Buster can't try once more. Will the Boise State team manage to finish that? No. But Ace Pocket keeping this aggression going. Boise State is just going time after time in this corner of the map, just shot after shot after shot. They've got 30 seconds to tie up the score and take it to overtime. Nevada doesn't actually need to make any goals here. They just need to keep that defense solid. That being said, Boise State, they're putting the challenge forward to them. Cosmo Buster beats Hypnos. Can they finish? Ace Pocket with 10 seconds left.
Okay, so one of the things that we try to hear at Boise State University is try not to be biased, because we are casters for Boise State University, so of course we'll always cheer for Boise State. Nevada is a great school, but holy smokes, that was exciting.
Yeah.
That gave me goosebumps.
Cosmo Buster beating 2 other players to get that pass off. And they, oh my goodness. Ooh, that was scary for Boise State. Boise State nearly lost that lead that they just beat up. Speaking of a lead, 1 second left. Boise State nearly bypassed overtime with a last-second goal. However, it will be overtime here. Next Point wins in the first game of this best of 7s of this grand finals, and Boise State's already putting the pressure on. And now it looks as though Nevada's going to try and turn around that pressure and take control of the ball. Revenge going back for more boost while LC Coro is here trying to defend, and it looks as though the Nevada team had just lost control of the ball there, outplaying 1 car and going to 50-50 the second one. Will LC Coro, he's got enough boost. Oh, he gets a full boost reset. Can't hit that aerial too well.
Yeah, and the first overtime in game number 1 is kind of going to show you how the series is going to go here between Boise State versus Nevada. 45 seconds into overtime, no real shots on goal just yet. Boise State trying to control it a little bit better, but there's so much defensive players there from Nevada just keeping this ball away from the goal. First aggression coming out here from Nevada in the first overtime. Follow through is going to not completely miss the Thrills. But good setup, clearing out in the front again. Ace Buster or Ace Pocket trying to come through, and Cosmo with the defense there. Is he going to be able to stop Thrills? Gets the demo. Ace Pocket coming out of nowhere.
And now Cosmo or LC Coro trying to clear that Thrills with the shot on goal. Oh my goodness, it was the textbook off the backboard, but Boise State was there to defend. Are they there to defend this one, though? Shot from the Revenge is going to actually center the ball. Cosmo Buster is there to stop that and is actually going to beat 1 car. Will he beat 2? Beats 2. Now it's going to the center, but Revenge is there. Cannot beat the 3rd. But Ace Pocket is there. LC Coro is going to bounce it off the edge of the walls, but now Thrills. Oh, beaten out by Cosmo Buster, comes out of nowhere, puts it in the center, gets a nice touch on it, but now it's only LC Coro back to defend. And a nice demo on Hypnos to stop that aggression in its tracks. LC Coro with no boost needs to reset. In the meantime, Cosmo Buster gets a shot. Goal!
Oh, what an amazing play. I was just about to mention that it's been 2 minutes into overtime. No real shots on goal. I know what an amazing play from Cosmo Buster with that boom going off in that corner that you guys saw. Nevada was down a defender and had an open goal. And Boise State capitalized on that, which is great for us.
Yep, that's right.
Or for them. I shouldn't say us. Great for them.
It is 1-0 for Boise State, but we've seen that this Nevada team can go the distance. That last series they were in went 6 games long.
Yes,
No,
6.
Yeah, 6 games long. And so they have the stamina to go for these very long best of 7. So don't count them out just yet at the 1-0 mark for Boise State.
Definitely not for Nevada. Nevada is one of those teams that you're mentioning can have potential to go up into 7 games. Boise State is no stranger to a 7-game series as well. We've seen it happen time and time again. With this particular series, with the Mountain West Spring Classics, Boise State hasn't gone to the 6th game. They've actually been able to defeat their opponents under 6 games. So it's kind of interesting to see what Nevada is going to do with that. I mean, if that has any factor into it, if they are thinking about that. But amazing that game number 1 went to overtime with that amazing goal with 2 minutes into overtime. So that means it took 7 minutes to get that victory. And if that's anything to show for the rest of the series, this is going to be an exciting series.
It's going to be a long and exciting series if we keep hitting overtimes like that. We might, depending on, I think the players are probably loaded in by now, but we might pull up a replay really quick of that last game because there were so many great shots there on goal.
Or not. Either way, it's going to be great. We're going to jump into game number 2. Which is great. I mean, I love just to get right into the action. Winning the faceoff. Look at that.
Does not manage to connect.
Oh, so close with that follow-up there. Ace Pocket going for another follow-up there off the corner of the goal. Jeez, so many goals. 4 shots already under the 20-second mark. And Boise really wants to secure that. There we go. Cosmo Buster under 20 seconds. It took 6 shots, but we're able to get that goal in. Amazing play from Boise State. This is the Boise State that I really love to see. That is super on point, and we're going to see if 4.5 minutes left in the game. I mean, there's so much.
4 minutes and 45 seconds. That was that was a goal at 16 seconds into the first game. Ooh, and that's a nice lob shot, but Elsie Cora will be there to collect and turn that around. Cosmo Buster with a nice aerial, going to bounce it towards the side, but that's straight to Hypnos, who picks up a huge boost and starts moving towards the goal. And Boise State's Cosmo Buster does manage to turn things away. Revenge going off the wall, trying to finish it himself, but Elsie Cora is there to defend. Cosmo Buster puts it up into the air, off the backboard. Will there be? There's a car to finish, but there's a Thrills to stop the shot. And now Cosmo Buster going to try and collect this next shot and turn things away. And it looks like Revenge lost control of that one a little bit there, and Cosmo Buster took advantage. Hypnos now trying to move it towards that goal for Boise State, but Boise State turns it around once more. And this has just been a pretty back and forth match or game after that first initial Boise State aggression.
Yeah, the momentum from Boise State right off the gate. I mean, within the 30 seconds, as you saw, got a goal. I mean, within 16 seconds, got a goal. And now it's just been back and forth between both players. Really good defense, really good offense. Ace Pocket there with a perfect shot. Perfect setup there. These are the type of plays that we love from Boise State. Cosmo with that amazing setup for Ace Pocket. Just so effortlessly, man. I mean, what people I don't think understand, that is a high-level play. To be able to set that up to know where your opponent's at, that takes a lot of hours of practice, which our players do, and they're in constant communication with each other. A textbook play from Boise State University, up 2-0 with 3.5 minutes left in the game number 2 of a best-of-7 series for the Mountain West Spring Classics. Man, this is for the championships, the conference championships.
Ooh, Cosmo Buster with a nice shot, does not quite finish. Oh my goodness, and that ball was just bouncing in front of the goal, but it looks like Nevada will stabilize and return the ball towards that Boise State side of the field. And right as I say that, Boise State returns the ball and takes control, sending it over. But now Cosmo Buster has been demoed. Revenge goes down as well. And now Elsie Cora is going to try and turn this ball away, but not a lot of boost to work with. Speaking of not a lot of boost, Revenge entirely out of boost, managing to bounce that ball towards the Boise State side of the field. Hypnos now trying to center, not even center, tip it into the goal, but there's enough Boise State defenders there to stop it. Shot on goal. Revenge starting to even up this game. 2-1 Boise State. So Nevada still has a ways to go, but more than half the game left to work with.
Right. I mean, it's still, like you said, 2.5 minutes left in game number 2. Boise is up with 1 goal. Not, you know, a super definitive so far with the game, but Boise State is able to keep the aggression going. And Nevada just, showing some life, showing some offense here, but if I know my Boise State, we're going to be able to get some more shots on goal here. Cora with a perfect shot going off the top of the goal. That was almost a perfect play.
And the entire time, Cosmo Buster was in the goal, actually disrupting all of the defenders.
Right, knocking him out of the way, getting some demos off on him. Just amazing plays and good communication from Boise State. 2 minutes left into game number 2 of a best-of-7 series.
And Cosmo Buster trying to take control of this ball and send it towards the goal, but instead LC Coro is going to, with more boost, take control of that ball there. But it has been cleared back to the Boise State side, and now Cosmo Buster will lob it right back to Nevada side, who will probably lob it right back again. Cosmo Buster actually with a shot on goal, but very slow, floaty shot that gets blocked quite easily by the Nevada team. Hypnos now clearing the ball towards the Boise State side, where Cosmo Buster will once again lob it towards the Nevada side. Kenny off the backboard. He had the setup, but there was a defender there to disrupt that play there. Hypnos now taking the ball for a dribble, and Ace Pocket going to try and stop that. Hypnos, though, still on top of the ball. Cosmo Buster steals it away, and that's going to be in the corner once more. Will Boise State be able to turn that towards the goal? It looks like they do, but not quite a shot on goal. And now Nevada needs to clear this ball. It's been there for so long. There's been a lot of pressure that Boise State has put out in this last couple of seconds. Shot on goal from Ace Pocket, and it's going to get blocked, but then immediately a demo to follow to try and stop Boise State's aggression. LC Coro taking control of the ball. Ace Pocket centered. Cosmo Buster not there to finish, and now Hypnos is going to try and finally get it on the Boise State side of the field, but Boise State already moving it back towards Nevada.
40 seconds left in the game number 2. Boise State just needs to be as defensive as possible, and Nevada really wants to get that score, and they do not want to start this series, or go into the series 2-0. Good shots on goal from Nevada. Boise State is defending as best as they can, trying to clear it out and get that ball across the field, and Nevada is just showing so much aggression right now. Coro trying to get a good dribble on the ball. Venge coming out of nowhere, clearing it back into the Boise State side. Ace Pocket coming to try and clear it out the middle. 10 seconds left. Can Nevada come back and get a goal? And we saw him do it against the game against Utah State. Almost lobbed that ball in. Here we go, Lokuro. Off the rip, and he follows it up. Ace with 2 seconds left. Securing game number 2 for Boise State University.
That was such a crazy series of shots. 2 off the the crossbar, and then immediately followed up by Ace Pocket to bury it in the net. And I mean, Nevada could pull off a miracle, but they probably won't. They've lobbed it into the air. All Boise State needs to do is spike it. The ball's still going.
That'd be amazing if they get another goal on. But it looks like he's going to hit the ground right here. There we go. Boise State University winning game number 2 of a best-of-7 series. And this is shaping up to be a really fun match. But even though Boise State is up 2-0, Nevada has some great plays, and they can come surprise us towards game 3 and 4. But they need to change up some of their tactics when they're going against Boise State University. We just have too many plays to play against them.
And let's not forget that game 1 did go to overtime. Nevada has it in there to take Boise State to the limits. The question is, will they be able to ever push Boise State over that limit and start taking games off them? Because it's something that they've got to do, because staring down 2-0, if Boise State wins this next game, it will be match point.
And like we mentioned before, this is the Mountain West Spring Classics. The Nevada school came back from the redemption bracket. They got eliminated, or they got sent to the redemption bracket from Boise State. So they really want the revenge, no pun intended for them having a player named Revenge, and to come back and defeat Boise State University. But Boise State wants to stay in this tournament and be completely undefeated, and remain champions for the Mountain West Spring Classics, because if they win this, they are the conference champions for Mountain West Spring Classic Rocket League. And that's a great way to end the season.
Yeah, that's right. Boise State really looking forward to it. We saw that Boise State had a lot of high skill goals. Like that last one, maybe we'll see them pop up on the screen here. Maybe some replays will come through.
So for the replays, we have to make sure that we give them at least a 45-second heads up on the replay, so they can cue that up for us. Game Pants Arena, or the replays provided by Game Pants Arena. Love this new overlay that we got. Cosmo Buster with the back end of his car getting that goal in within the first 16 seconds, and that set the pace for the game number 2.
And so here we can see the Boise State's second goal, where Ace Pocket, Cosmo Buster puts it in the center, and Ace Pocket buries it in the net.
Such good plays from both players, man. I mean, these guys just know exactly where their opponents or their players are going to be at, and be able to make those kind of plays. Revenge, of course, with that great shot himself, but throws kind of coming in. Do see the Revenge with the front end of his car getting that great shot in. Nevada has great players. I mean, there's nothing to stub your nose at with them with the. Oh, that wasn't the replay. Oh, that was game number 3, and we already get it within 8 seconds. Koro gets a shot on goal. Great job there from Koro. That was amazing. That completely took me by surprise.
Yeah, I was expecting that last goal that Boise State got at the very end, but instead, within 8 seconds, Boise State takes the lead, and Nevada, they've got to make something happen here. And it looks like they have the opportunity to. Shot on goal, barely saves the follow-up. Revenge does manage to even out that score. And now, this is 16 seconds in is when Boise State made their first goal last game. Now there's 2 scores already 16 seconds in. Will these teams ever calm down? I doubt it.
I don't know, but it's interesting that both those, this game and last game, first goal was within the first 30 seconds, and then the next goal took them 3 minutes. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Speaking of goals, oh my goodness, Boise State already aggressively shooting shots at this goal. Hypnos manages to finally clear it out.
Yeah. Koro and Cosmo Buster in the defense there are going to try to clear out towards the middle again. Nevada is scrambling to keep up with the pace here of Boise State. 30 seconds have surpassed in game number 3. And the aggression is definitely coming out for Nevada, and Boise State is just doing what they do best. They're playing as patiently as possible, waiting for those plays to come to them. And Cosmo and Ace Pocket is keep clearing the ball out and keeping it on the Nevada side.
And it looks as though the game has finally taken more of a defensive turn, but right as I say that, the lob made it!
Look at that, from the blue line of Boise State's side. Look at this shot from Cosmo.
I was trying to say that it had taken more defensive approach, but instead, Cosmo Buster with an excellent lob.
I want a replay of, please, because that was absolutely insane. That was from the blue line of Boise State, and he just lobbed it over, and Nevada couldn't stop it. So 2-1 in favor of Boise State for game number 3 so far. And if Boise State wins this will put so much pressure on Nevada, as this is a best-of-7 series, and Boise would be up 3-0.
And Cosmo Buster taking a shot on that goal, bouncing it off the ceiling. Hypnos managing to get that away, but Elsie Koro corrals the ball and starts to move it towards the goal again. Ace Pocket beats one. Cosmo Buster is going to center that. Will Elsie Koro be able to finish? No, Hypnos is there for the defend. Now it looks as though Cosmo Buster is going to bump it towards the Nevada side of the field, but Revenge doesn't want that to happen. Gets beaten though, and now Cosmo Buster puts it right in front of the net. Hypnos managing to keep it out of that very dangerous area that is right in front of the net. Now Hypnos taking a shot on goal, but Cosmo Buster barely stopping that. And now Thrills shot on goal. It's just floating there. Oh my goodness, Cosmo Buster with a perfect flip to prevent that shot from making it in. Now Cosmo Buster trying to return, but runs out of boost. Now Ace Pocket off the crossbar. No, Thrills is going to prevent that play from going off. And now Elsie Koro is going to center it once more. Boise State really hitting the aggression here. Thrills shots toward the goal. Ace Pocket's going to stop that, but now it looks as though Revenge getting a win on that 50-50 and bumping it towards that center of the Boise State goal. But oh my goodness, Cosmo Buster just
what a
right
trouble.
under 2. Can he beat all 3 players? I don't think so. Instead, he's going to call on Elsie Koro and Ace Pocket to finish.
Come on! Oh, what a great plays there going out from Boise State, dribbling across the map, getting past the 2 defenders. Nevada, though, with a great defense, be able to keep the goal from Boise State from scoring. But right now it is 2-1 with 2 minutes remaining left in game number 3. Boise, though, with so many great plays so far. And I just don't know if Nevada's going to be able to keep up with how many shots on goal Boise State has been taking so far. I think it's been like 9 or 10 shots on goal.
And now Cosmo Buster, ooh, that was a very tricky play from Hypnos there, but Cosmo Buster saw it and managed to get the defend.
Oh my goodness, so close there from Koro. I mean, Nevada is just doing such a great job with their defense there, but Boise State is just playing phenomenal Rocket League. Open goal.
Elsie Koro manages to clear that away and going to take a bit of a shot towards that corner and try and center things. Cosmo Buster kind of winning that 50-50. It was a toss-up either way. Now Elsie Koro's got perfect control of the ball and will be able to bounce it towards this Nevada side, but the pace of this game has just picked up dramatically in the past minute or 2. And now, ooh, the nice takeaway from Ace Pocket. Cosmo Buster and Revenge go after that and knock the ball just all over the place. and just keeping it on this Nevada side.
Oh, two
Else-
defenders, though. With a minute left, they have to play like this, and then Nevada needs to get it going. Follow-up for Boise State. Come on, Ace Pocket trying to get it in. A boost coming in from Cosmo. Cosmo gets it in, and the aggression pays off. 50 seconds left. 3-1. I don't know if Nevada could come back from this, but man, that aggression there from Cosmo and the rest of the Boise State team paid off. That was, I think I counted 8 shots on goal in that 20-second period, and it paid off.
And it was worth it to mention that was a hard angle for Cosmo Buster to get.
Right.
It was almost perpendicular, and he had to just barely edge out the ball and get an actual touch on the
Look
ball.
at the free
to push
shot.
it in.
Okay. I thought it was going to be a free goal for a second.
And yeah, Nevada needs a couple free goals. In fact, 2 to take it to overtime. They are desperate here. Can Boise State fend off their attacks? And looks like Hypnos going to take a shot, but Ace Pocket is just there to defend revenge. Going to follow that up, putting it in the center. LC Koro there to defend that one. Thrills putting it back in the center, as we often see. Hypnos almost getting the follow through on that, but now Boise State is taking control of the ball. Thrills going to counter and take that ball away from the Boise State team. Now Ace Pocket, just barely missing. And now, oh my goodness, the Nevada players are going back and forth, just chasing after this ball. But with 1 second on the clock and the ball in the air, Boise State chooses to bump it up into the air, go for another shot. And it will touch the ground. Boise State up 3-0. And that game, it's gone from overtime to Boise State eking out a win to Boise State just really dominating.
Right, and it's one of the things that we've watched Boise State do time and time again. Once they get in their groove, they start destroying. Like we saw them, they lost, I want to say one of the games of the best of 7 series, they lost game 1, and then game 2, 3, 4, and 5, or whatever made them win the series. It went like 6-0, 8-0, 9-0. Like they started destroying. Even though they lost game 1, they just come back and start destroying. So I'm going to be really excited to see how game number 4 is going to go against Nevada. Nevada has to win 4 games in a row. It's just there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They have to win 4 games in a row. We're going to take a quick look at our replays provided by Game Hands Arena. Some of these plays were just absolutely phenomenal. We can't believe they even went in. Koro getting that great psych out and going for the bottom there, while Nevada tried to defend at the top.
And now we're going to go to the next score.
Cosmo, that lob.
Oh my goodness, yeah, the lob. It was
4 seconds of airtime.
Oh my goodness.
I'm just making up numbers.
This last one that Cosmo Buster got, just look at how he barely catches an angle on the ball. Just barely.
Just
edging
with that
it
left
in.
tire, and he turned his wheel and just barely tapped it in.
Oh,
I'm not sure if that's how it works in Rocket League. If like the wheel position matters where the ball goes. All right, we're going to be jumping to game number 4 of this best of 7 series. Boise State needs 1 more win to secure the championships. Nevada has a long road of 4 games in a row, and Boise State coming out already with some great shots. 15 seconds in, this is where the last 2 times where both teams have scored, and so far it's been a scoreless 20-second opening.
and
As I say that, Koro comes out of nowhere with a goal. Man, I should say that every time.
and it looks as though Boise State, there have been so many just first-minute goals in these past 2 games. It's incredible. Boise State just 22 seconds in, collecting their first bounty, their first goal for this game. And now Cosmo Buster looks to be going after another.
Yeah, and with Boise State's like their plan of attack has always been be the aggressor, be the one that's putting the pressure on top of Nevada. And right now it's definitely paid off. Nevada has come back and has some really good plays, but it's really hard for them to keep up with the skill set that Boise State has. I mean, these guys practice together all the time. They've been playing together all semester, and I just don't think that Nevada can keep up with just the how often our guys play practice together, how many plays that we have up our sleeves. And just the communication aspect, I think, is just what really sells why Boise State does as well as it does.
And you saw that Boise State getting a nice shot on goal and are just really keeping that aggression going on the Nevada side of the field. Looks as though they're going to get a shot on goal, but Ace Pocket is there to defend and is going to actually use this as an opportunity to go after a shot on goal. Now, Thrills trying to turn things around, but can't make it happen just there. Hypnos shot on goal, and Ace Pocket is there to defend the crossbar follow-up. does not connect. And now LC Koro trying to beat this player here. Revenge does not win that one out. LC Koro stealing the ball away. LC Koro is also going to bounce that ball up into the air, trying for some kind of play, but it sent Hypnos up for a nice aerial. Hypnos did not manage to make the shot connect, though. Revenge putting that right in front of the goal. Thrills,
There
shot.
we go.
Thrills going to tie things up 1-1 once more.
Yeah, and I was about to mention that Nevada has actually been super aggressive this game, especially this one in particular. And they're just, again, a little bit more shots on goal. They're keeping the ball on Boise State's side, and then eventually they were able to get the goal in. 1-1, there's still a lot of time left here for Rocket League. 3 minutes left in the game number 4. Boise State has the opportunity to come back from this. Ace Pocket winning the playoff, or excuse me, the face-off there. Cosmo Buster clearing it out there, but Nevada trying to keep it on Boise State's side.
And now it looks like LC Koro shooting the ball towards that Nevada side of the field, but cannot finish. The ball is just going back and forth. Hypnos shot on goal. Cosmo Buster, though, is there to defend. And now the ball is just going shot after shot at the Boise State goal. We'll see if Boise State can keep up with the aggression. It looks like Nevada made a small mistake, and Boise State has capitalized and moved the ball back towards Nevada's side of the field. Nevada, though, retaking control of the ball, shot on goal, and wow, that was just very fast play from the Nevada team. Boise State, though, can match that pace.
Right now, as we were mentioning, Nevada is taking so many shots on goal. Half this match has been, this ball's been on basically Boise State's side, and Boise State just trying to find a way to get it to the Nevada side. A great save there from Boise State, but Nevada is just keeping up with this pressure. He is so relentless with their shots right now, and Boise just really needs to get this ball out of their field and get some pressure going onto Nevada's side. But it looks like Nevada will not let them do it. But Boise State, man, there's good defense so far. Now it looks like they have a clear breakaway right now for Cosmo Buster. Gets the angle on it.
Oh no, he just barely missed it.
With a bad bounce there, that ball just barely misses it. We do see Koro coming, try to follow through with it. But Nevada with that lucky break there and the bad bounce coming out from Boise State.
Now Hypnos centering up the ball for the rest of his team. Oh my goodness, no one was there to finish that, but that was just right, hovering in front of the Boise State net. Now Boise State can see if they have something to answer with, but Hypnos, no, is going to lob it. Can he finish that? Oh, LC Koro managing to stop that, and Cosmo Buster going to take the ball away. Ace Pocket now going to try and dribble it in. Gets a nice touch.
Oh.
That's blocked out by Thrills.
Trying to get that pass off to Cosmo Buster, as they've passed so many times before in these plays. Good rebound there from Cosmo Buster, sending it all the way across the Nevada side. 1 minute and 10 seconds left into this game. If no one scores, we're going to go into overtime, which we saw the Boise State won the first round of overtime. We do see the follow-up from Cosmo Buster, almost getting in, but going off the top row. The follow-up from Ace Pocket with a minute left gets the goal in. And Ace Pocket coming in clutch. A minute left into game number 4 of this championship match. That pressure's on Nevada. Nevada has to do something. They only had 59 seconds to secure game number 4. And all the pressure's on right now. I have so much pressure, I'm not even playing.
That is right. Nevada has to make something happen, but we've seen a much stronger Nevada in this game. This is not the same Nevada that played the last 2 games. They are in it. And the question is, will they be able to take this momentum with 45 seconds on the clock and make something happen? Thrill's going to move things forward. Cosmo Buster had just been demoed, but Ace Pocket is there to defend, and Cosmo Buster is back on the field at this point. Ace Pocket going to take the ball towards that Nevada goal. Saved by Revenge. And 30 seconds remaining is all that Nevada has to work with. Hypnos going to center. Can anyone finish? LC Koro there to block. Thrills going to center once more. Cosmo Buster blocks it that time. Revenge managing to move it towards the center, but there's no players to follow up. And now Boise State seems to have a bit of control
10
of the ball.
seconds left. 10 seconds left in this final matchup. Is going right now. Boise State is ahead. Gets the goal in with 6 seconds left. Cosmo Buster gets goal number 3. 6 seconds left in the final matchup. This looks like it's going to be a Boise State victory, and they're going to come out as Mountain West Spring Classic Championship to Rocket League for the 2019 season. Holy smokes, this has been an amazing series so far. 6 seconds left. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be enough for Nevada. But don't want to call it too soon, of course. Nevada was an amazing opponent. But with 2 seconds left, might be it. And
Oh, it bounced off the...
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Boise State managing to take game, set, match, and grand final for the tournament.
Oh, it wasn't on camera. No, let me try that again. Hold on.
Okay.
Cut the ball.
But Boise State does manage to take the win there for not just game, set, match, tournament, everything. Boise State has taken it all and undefeated throughout the entirety of the tournament, never even sent to the redemption rounds. Boise State comes out on top with just a lot of pace and tempo in that game. I felt like the ball was just moving extra fast in that last game. Like somehow the speed of everything had just been bumped up a couple of miles an hour.
What happens when your pressure gets going and you get the nerves going? But man, that was such an amazing play. Nevada, even though we did sweep them 4-0, which is a fantastic result to have against Nevada, they are a solid team. There is a reason why they got to the finals and the grand finals. I mean, they went to the finals, they got eliminated, they got sent to the redemption bracket, they fought their way back from the redemption bracket, but they could not come back with the revenge against Boise State. Boise State has beat Nevada twice in this tournament, one 4-2, the other one 4-0. Super excited games, and I'm excited to announce that our Mountain West Spring Classic Championship is Boise State University. I'm hype. I don't know if you could tell. I'm so hype, my hair's sticking up.
If you are hype like Draven and want to talk to some of the players, we will be doing a post-game press conference. So be sure to submit your questions down below in the Twitch chat or at Esports BSU, our Twitch, or not Twitch, our Twitter.
Esports BSU Twitter.
Yeah.
And then Facebook Esports BSU.
Yeah. And, of course, speaking of Twitch, our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Boise State University, we do suggest that you type in !free sub to find out how you could get a free subscription to the Boise State Esports broadcast. Your subscriptions fund scholarships. You can hear that it's just
sorry, I don't mean to be clapping at your mic.
It's just everybody's just having such a great time here in the Boise State Esports arena. The players jumping off the Game Pants stage from World One Sports behind me, and we're going
to
do
some player interviews.
Oh yeah, we are doing player interviews.
Let's do
yeah. Well, not until we're going to take a quick break to give people time.
Clean up my confetti.
Yeah, to clean up the confetti, to give people time to enter their questions into the Twitch chat so that we can ask the questions and figure out all the things that the people want to know. Draven, I want to thank you for joining me and helping bring all the action throughout today, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Boise State Esports is proudly supported by Game Pants, Esports Arenas and Equipment, Omen by HP, and Archon Clothing.
Hello and welcome back to the Boise State Esports broadcast. This is our post-game press conference with the entirety of the Rocket League team. We've got Cosmo Buster, Ace Pocket, and LC Coro. Welcome to the desk, guys.
Thank you.
So the first question that is coming from the Twitch chat, who's series MVP?
Cosmo Buster.
Hey, no, you can't say that fast.
I can say it.
Well, I had the most shots, but that was not good.
Dude, your clears in those last few games were unreal. That was the difference maker.
I'll say Cosmo as well for this series.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
So I mentioned that it felt like the ball was moving faster in that last game. Is there a way that a special technique that you guys use to push the ball faster?
Yeah, it's actually like with a lot of cards, if you hit it with like the front corners of the cards, it actually hits a lot harder. So kind of hitting with that right off the bounce gets it really, really far.
And did you feel like this Nevada team had been doing that a lot more than the other teams you were facing, or was that just a standard strat that everybody was using?
I think it's a standard strat that everybody gets used to. Like once you start playing the game a lot more, it's just something you play a lot.
All right. So the next thing that we got to ask is, you played this team before. What is the mentality going in when you see that this is a team that you've beaten before? Does that make you more confident? Are you worried that they're out for revenge? What's the thought process going into this grand final?
Well, when we went in, we had confidence because we knew we could beat them, but at the same time we were looking at them as they were a new team because they were coming from the losers bracket with momentum, beating Utah State, which is a really good team. So we were cautious, but we were also confident in that we knew we could beat this team.
So you mentioned that you were watching the losers bracket. When you look through and you watch the Utah State versus a Colorado State game, what are you looking for? Are you trying to figure out what the strats are, if certain people are strong or weak? What do you guys think when you're watching those games?
Oh, absolutely. We look at what kind of play style they're doing, if they're going for bumps or demos, being really, really aggressive. If they're playing off the wall, are they going up for aerials when they probably shouldn't, or what are they doing, double committing? So we look at all of it and take it all in.
Is there ever a time when you feel that it's necessary to be double committing a lot, or is that generally just something you should avoid?
Yeah, generally you should try and avoid double committing.
All right. Well, I mean, congratulations to all you guys. How does it feel to be the grand champions?
It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's a great way to end the season.
All right. Thank you so much to the Rocket League team, to the production staff over here, everybody who's joining us in the stadium or the esports arena here today. Congratulations on being the Mountain West Spring Classic champions, and we look forward to seeing you next season.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.